girls, welcome into round number 8 of the 2026 Underground RC Supercross Championship and MX Simulator Pro Series live here on Start Your Systems. I am Kellen Brower, and I am so stoked to be back, joined this week by the man, the myth, the legend, Andrew Wood. He's back. We've missed him since round 1, but that's okay. We've got some good co-hosts that filled the booth while you were gone, but welcome back, buddy.
It's good to be back, and I'm so excited for some racing. We just watched a little end of last week's 450 main event and some amazing racing there. So definitely didn't want to miss this many rounds to start, but had some big, great people filling my shoes. So it's good to be back, though.
Yeah, the championship battles have really kind of divulged, I feel like, 250 West and 450s. But as you missed last week, 250 East kicked off. Braden Tharp got the win there. He obviously dropped down from a pretty miserable start to his 450 season and goes right to winning. But it seemed like a lot of players were mixing it up, at least through the heat races and qualifying and stuff like that. But Tharp, he's a champion for a reason, man. Goes out and wins.
Yeah, I always like when you're not forced to move up and you're a past champion to go and kind of get your feet wet in the other class, because it gives you the opportunity, if it's not going well, you can still drop back down and go for another title run. And it's totally, fair to do that. So it's cool that he tried it. It wasn't going well, and go down and try to show these guys who's boss, and hopefully he can kind of keep it going, and off to a good start so far.
Yeah, so good start for him. Obviously, 450 class, different story. It's been all Seth Carr basically since the opener. We've had a myriad of different winners so far. Alexis Leclerc, Braden Carter got a win. We also saw last week Bodie Parker get a win, but Seth Carr has basically been unstoppable when it comes to championship points every single week in this 450 class. 24 points up on Braden Carter. But we come to Daytona tonight, where there's maybe a bit of some question marks about who's going to do well at this track. We didn't get to see the best version of Seth Carr in his rookie season last year. Carter won this race last year, though. So is this maybe a chance for him to steal some back?
That's the one thing I've ever remembered about past results is I know Carter won, but wasn't that his first win here? So I feel like he's had, over his many championships, he's only had that one really good race where he was able to do it. We'll have to see when we look at qualifying times how maybe comfortable he feels, but it's all about the track breaking down at Daytona, and I think that's what you have to kind of look out for is survival of the fittest, how your suspension works in the rough. It's just a completely different animal, and I was actually going to I think that we see 2 kind of random winners in each class.
Well, we'll see if we get it tonight. That's going to be a fun story to follow as we head into the races. Of course, before we get there, got to talk about qualifying. These boys just had an hour of qualifying, and surprise, Braden Carter and Seth Carr 1-2 in qualifying, but Carter gets him by 0.6 there, so that's maybe a storyline to follow. Walter Gebhardt, 9th in points now, up into the top 10, goes 3rd fastest. Payson Johnson always seems to show up for qualifying, but will he race? We do not know. Wyatt Grant also there in the mix as well, and a lot of 250 West guys have been mixing it up in this 450 class since we've gone to the East, so that's good. And then Tharp, fastest again, but as I mentioned, it seems like qualifying guys can kind of light it up and keep it close. We got Ryan Chowsey here, only a 10th back, so if these guys can maybe stop the bleeding early, Tharp might not be able to run away with this thing right away.
Yeah, and I mean, besides actually Chowsey is the only one close in qualifying. Hopefully this is like the most fully updated, but there was only 5 guys within a second on 450 class, only 2 within a second on this, I guess 3. But it's weird because it's Daytona, it's such a long track. You have limited time, so like it's harder to get that one clean lap, and when they're running in the 40s and low 50s, it's easy to get many chances at it. So I think any one of these guys can keep grinding the track right now as we're talking and kind of figure it out. They're not too far off the pace, but yeah, I mean, Braden Tharp, if he comes out and he dominates his heat race, then I might be a little bit scared because maybe he's a class of the field past champion, But 450 class, I do think will be more open, and you see Gebhardt and some of those guys mixing in there.
Yeah, we'll see if whether the 450 guys, like you said, can make that jump up. The 250 guys trying to make some amends after the first round of their series. Again, here's 450 standings. Reigning champion Colby Eaglin still winless, now tied for 3rd in this championship with Seth Shirley, 42 back. I think at this point you can put a nail in the coffin for his championship hopes this year with that gap, but you never know how things can go once we finally get things going after Daytona. Here's what happened at the opening round last week of 250 East. Tharp Tharp, Chelsea Spieth was your podium. Nerona Jackson inside of the top 5. And yeah, plenty of names to mix it up here. Plenty of guys that we've seen win races as well. So there's no shortage of talent in 250 East. It's just whether or not they can stop Braden Tharp, former series champion in 250 West, 250 outdoor champion as well. So he knows how to get this thing done, and we'll see if he can keep the ball rolling as we head here into Daytona. All right, here's an overhead view of the track as we head into 250 heat number 1. And what do you like about this track here tonight, Andrew?
I love Daytona. I think it's so fun. I think it's I haven't like fully looked at every single spot on the track, but I guess I'll use the first heat to kind of break that down and just see what lines I see playing out. I love long rhythm sections, long, fast rhythm sections that kind of get a little bit rutted. They've already got so many ruts and bumps built into them. Big jumps here is cool, but for me, it's the long, tricky rhythm sections. And if we got moguls and stuff, like look at this, how much chop there is just going off that. Obviously, Siebel was killing it last week, but having troubles there early on, just trying to show us a little bit of this track here. Whoops will be fun if you're going outside blitzing or inside jumping. That's always, I never jump whoops in my career, except for when I was at Daytona, because they just seem so impossible some years. Do they have any of the wedge things on this track?
They do.
Okay.
It's a very small section of them, but if we can stay on board with Siebel,
it keeps on the other end, right?
Kind of. It's as you come across the start straight right here out of the sand section, they're basically the first. It's actually the first thing they hit out of turn 1. So you come over this, and then there's just like a couple right here. There's not many. You can jump over pretty much all of it. But there you go.
Those are fun. I do like how high speed it is. Maybe it'll kind of shake things up on the first lap, though. Coming off the start, you don't have that much speed going across the start like that. But I love, dude, Daytona makes me so happy. I want to go there in real life one time. That's like a goal. Go party, the razzles, go watch the race. Speedway races are cool too. I've only ever been to one, but I went to Chicagoland Speedway, and I thought that was the SMX, and I thought that was one of the coolest races I've ever been to. And this one looks slightly more well lit than Chicago was.
Yeah.
But man, I think the outdoor guys though, you got to look out. Seth Carr looks good, and he's really strong outdoors. So I did say maybe new winners, but I don't know. It could just be Tharp and Carr, and we could be in for a lame show. But hopefully these guys know I'm back, and they bring me some good racing to commentate all night long. I'll
tell you what will happen tonight, without a shadow of a doubt, since you're back, is we're going to have an unspeakable amount of dualies to yell here on the broadcast tonight, which we love. I feel like I was shorted on dualies the last handful of weeks, man. Just not as many.
I don't even think we did. Did I do 1 or 2 rounds?
You only did A1?
I only did A1. I thought I even missed the first. I don't think we did any dualies that whole night. So
yeah, maybe one.
I don't, and I think it was weak. So I'm freaking locking in tonight, and we're getting dualies. That's going to be my main focus, is to get at least a couple of those. And it's Daytona, so maybe we'll take a break. Maybe before the LCQs, grab one beer just to get the Daytona vibes right for our favorite races of the night. LCQs into main events.
Yeah, LCQ is always great. But honestly, I mean, the main events this year, we've had a few that have just been packed with action all the way to the end. Obviously, the 450 race last week was insane, but even some of the Triple Crown races, I feel like we've had a couple good races. It seems like we get a couple of those crown jewels every year, and hopefully we haven't burnt through them already, but it's been good so far through 7 rounds.
No, I think we talked about this at A1, and it's just these young guys kind of coming up, but the people that are older, I feel like when we were around, everyone kind of like gave up the game and left.
Yeah.
I think we've got this good core group of, just like in real life, older guys kind of staying late, past champions that are good, and then you're still getting that young crop that's alongside them. So the field is actually just getting deeper and deeper and stronger, and it's got to be these last 2 or 3 years, the shortest gap from first to 40th in qualifying that we ever had, because the game's just gotten harder and harder, and people get better at it, and it's produced better racing. I think when it's not just 3 or 4 guys at the top that are winning, it's like realistically there's 10 guys that have won championships and races and can be a winner on any day.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully we see another fresh-faced winner tonight here in Daytona. That'd be great. Also, quick shout out, Matt Edwards, $4.99 in chat says, shout out to Kellen and Awood for being literal goats. Hope y'all doing well. Glad Awood is back and feeling better. So yeah, he's glad you're back. You're finally not sick. You were really sick for a couple weeks there, man.
It was like
sketchy.
It was like 10 days, and I like, even when I got better, I still like wasn't that good. And then I told you I was gonna come in last week, and I was like, I need money. I've been laying in bed. I felt so off too for like the whole last week. Probably the last couple days I've been like back to normal, but I felt like, so all I did was lay in bed for like 10 days straight, and it was miserable. So it's like getting back into work and stuff. I was like, I feel like an alien. Like I felt like I wasn't like supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So
we'll dust the
We're
cobwebs
back.
off right away with 250 Heat 1 right here. We'll watch a bunch of guys roll the windows up in the whoops. Dude, the 250 class has been brutal in the whoops this year. I don't know what's going on.
yeah, that's true. And I haven't seen the East guys yet, so we'll see. And then on top of that, it's Daytona whoops. They looked big though. I do think that jump line that Siebel just showed us right there on that little sight lap kind of got me going. Honestly, they should do that every week, by the way, because sometimes we try to ride the track. Just get someone who's kind of good to be like, Siebel, go show us a lap. I like that a lot.
No kidding. I mean, me doing laps, not a great idea.
I think I got chicken in my throat.
Yeah. All right, 250 Heat 1's coming up. We'll jump back into the main screen here. I'm not sure. It just took me a freaking minute and a half to load in right there. But let's tell you guys who is in this race. Ryan Chowsey, Seth Crotty, Nick Tomasunis, Tyler Moore, Elliot Person, Joseph Pilsner, George Cosenza, Cole Strawn, Will Now, Cooper Hunt, Cody Wells, Jared Gummison, Dylan Bollinger, Bryson DeYoung, Rogan McIntosh, Connor Smiley, Jake Kazarian, Hunter Ash, Landon Walters, and Daniel Olson. So we are just about set to go racing here from Daytona. Round 8 of the MX Simulator Pro Supercross Championship, brought to you by Underground RC. And yes, it is going to be a lot of fun here from the World Center of Racing. Quick shout out to It's LXON Productions with a €9.99 donation. Awesome to see Awood back. Hope you're both doing well. Thank you for the coverage as always, Kellen. No, thank you, Leon Ty, for your continued support of this championship, man. It's very appreciated how much you guys have supported us this season. The numbers have been amazing through 7 rounds, and hopefully they're going to be banging again for round 8 here at Daytona. But it is time to go racing from the World Center of Racing. 250 Heat 1, 9 go through. Let's find out who they are. We are racing in Daytona. Oh, it's a tight first corner, and it's going to be tough to get there first as we see a stack up on the inside. Bollinger,
there's like 3 people through,
who swung out from the middle on the 70, gets the whole shot. Gummison and Wells get through, but as you said, everybody else went down in turn 1.
Yeah, but one of the guys that didn't get it too bad is Chelsea, who's sitting right there in 4th. So good start for someone who was on the podium last week. Bollinger tossing it big, leading at Daytona to start off tonight is always pretty good. So looking for that celebration. I want to see what they're doing. Daytona is always like a battle of the ruts, kind of deciding. There's so many split lines and so many multi-rut sections, seeing how that's going to break out as we see big mistakes right there. Bollinger loses some time but is able to keep it ahead, but now through the split section. Oh, wow. That outside looks way faster though too.
Yeah, Gummison getting passed up as Chowsey comes through the middle. Remember, this is your second fastest qualifier, Ryan Chowsey's. We got, I thought we were going to get our first of the night, Awood, and we just didn't get anything right there out of Gummison, but that's okay. Chowsey's closing up on Bollinger for the race lead, and you can see the names on the left side of your screen where some of your favorite riders are. Man, Chowsey wants to go right into the lead. He's wasting no time here on Bollinger. Here's that jump line in the whoops. Does he make it work?
Yeah, look at that jump line for both of them, but Chelsea kind of hits early and starts skimming and is able to pull alongside. We got to get those a little bit more sideways, but we're starting off strong. First full lap of this race, and the boys are already delivering. So look at that corner right there. 1 inside line, but the outside goes into 3 little ruts. And this sand section looks like it might be inside dominated because of how much speed you can get leaving here. But we're going to have to see as the track breaks down. 250 and 450 are going to be so very different for these guys here tonight too. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that throughout all the heats, and we'll figure out a game plan for the main event and what we think is best.
Yep, so we've seen 1 full lap of this track as Chowsey goes to the lead from Bollinger and Gummison. Those top 3 definitely have gotten away, but there's chaos behind them. Cody Wells and Seth Crotty are inside the top 5, but then we got Bryson DeYoung 6th, Cooper Hunt 7th, Tyler Moore in 8th, and Hunter Ash is in 9th. But look at this freight train behind him still, as you got Nick Tomasunis closing up. Nick T on the Stark here, rocking the 250 setup here tonight. Unfortunately, seems like the wheels are loading in a little bit slow, but he was supposed to be running a Stark last week, and we had the model swap a little bit wrong, so he's back this week, trying to make the main event. But it is what's interesting about these races, Andrew, is that these laps are so long that you think, oh, whatever, it's a 6-7 lap race, whatever, 6-7. That you have more time than you really do, but these will go by so fast because the heat race is only going to be a few laps.
Yeah, you're always kind of thinking Daytona is really weird. I never was good at Daytona, even though I was thought of myself as an outdoor guy. Ooh. I just didn't do well with the kind of mixed Supercross motocross suspension, as that's going to allow Thomas Unis to get alongside. They're on the same whoop, but he's going to pull slightly ahead of Hunter Ash. And that was sick.
I'll get whipped on Nicky T.
The Nicky T just got showed up, dude. You're on a bike that got banned for throwing whips, and you're going to get shown up like that? Come on, Nicky T.
Brutal out here for Nicky T. We'll see if we get it back. Hey, also shout out Racer DRAT66 in the chat. $5.20 headed our way. Says Kellen and AC is the move for the booth. They won't do Kellen and Weege because they want a journalist and a writer, and that's fairly true. They actually want a lead broadcaster. It's not just a journalist that they'll pull out, but yes, they do want a rider in there
Nicky
as well.
T over the bars.
As Nick Thomas-Sunis goes down, and that's going to open up a spot for Jake Kazarian. But yeah, I mean, hopefully one day. I'd love to do it and be in the booth for the races, but I know we just got us pretty well covered right now, so that's all good on my end. Look at these battles, though, all throughout the field. You got Timor going at it with Seth Crotty. You got Cooper Hunt on Bryson DeYoung. Cody Wells sitting by himself. Bollinger's still on Gummison for second as Chelsea pulls away out front, but all these guys are fighting for something right now, Awood.
Yeah, I'm actually so locked in the race, I had to move my live timing to right in front of my face so I can actually see it. Very close battles for these guys. And like we talked about the long laps, because I was saying I didn't like it. It was always weird because if you do have a bad section, you're not seeing it as many times, which that was always like a perk. I just think I had so many bad sections. As we see another big mistake with that jump line, it does seem like it's faster, but people are making mistakes there as we get little baby doolies. But Cooper Hunt makes a pass and moves up into fourth place over Cody Wells. And so he's going to try to kind of keep pushing his sights further ahead. But yeah, you got to think, I have the same amount of time, but I don't have the same amount of laps. So if you're going on lap 3, you got to kind of make a move because your time is almost over. So it's a weird mental game. I feel like that's where having good spotters kind of in your ear telling you what's going on is always good. But you're always thinking at Daytona, hey, they can make a big mistake. I'm never really out of it.
Exactly. And yeah, like you said, time goes by so quick. We're only down to less than a minute in this race, and we're just at the end of the third lap of the race. So looks like we'll get 5 laps. They're going to go on to lap 4 out front right now as Ryan Chelsea brings us on down, and he will get another lap in before time expires. But yeah, only a quick little 5-lap heat race here. The lap times are definitely long at this Daytona Supercross here tonight. Man, Chelsea starting off strong here, though, A-Wood. He was fast in qualifying, the only guy within the same second, basically, of our fastest qualifier, Braden Tharp, who won last week. Chelsea second in the main event last week as well. Could this be a breakthrough night for him to finally get that first 250 Supercross win?
I mean, look at that. He just railed the inside, went quad, double. That jump line, also shout out Chase Donovan, because he's like, jump line in sim, that never happens. Chelsea looks like he's nailing it. I think my biggest thing is I think Chelsea's my favorite unless Tharp comes out and blows me away. Second at the first round, second in qualifying, and, got a pretty good start and just is showing us that he can be dominant. I think this is going to be Tharp's, unless someone else can kind of come out tonight, I think Chelsea's going to be Tharp's greatest competition just for the championship as a whole.
Yeah, so hopefully for his sake, he can get the job done in the main event, but right now, job is definitely getting done in the heat race. He's going to get the white flag this time by. Let's go back to our transfer spot battle, why don't we? We got
a lot going on from 6 to 10.
Hunter Ash here in 8th is pulling away, but Jake Kazarian has moved into a transfer spot as we showed, and Will now is starting to close up. Joseph Pilsner is not too far behind that, and I mean, I feel like Daytona, of any Supercross race, is one where you just don't feel like you can get comfortable because at any moment, especially with some Supercross suspension on, while you're trying to deal with some of these massive triples and whoops and stuff like that, your suspension can really send you for a ride just like that right there. Commentator's curse is brutal for Jake Kazarian, who throws it away out of 6th. And Will now takes it over. Man, I did not mean to call it that way.
It looks like, yeah, he's out of it. And that's what... It's funny. I looked down and I was like, it's so close, Kellen. It's 1 second apart. We went back and it spread out a bit, but yeah, one big mistake like that, this track can catch you out. You know, the track starts off rough. Most of the other ones start off smooth and they have some ruts built in. This one starts out rough and it only gets rougher. So these guys are going to get caught out, especially the longer races of the night. Main event's going to be insane. Look at that. Will now getting a little bit buck wild right there over the front, and just anything can happen at any time. So these guys, when you think they're kind of riding it smooth, trying to, he's going triple instead of doing quads in there. Any time you can just get a random kick, because I used to run a slightly hybrid setup, but it was still mostly Supercross. They always kind of say riders should do that in real life, but then they just end up running regular Supercross stuff. But the hybrid stuff does help, but it's you will get caught out because there's still never a perfect setting here.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those asking in chat, lap times in the 125 plus range. 127.101 is actually the fastest lap in this race. Just ran last time by our leader, Ryan Chelsea. And speaking of Chelsea, up front for the majority of this race, fast in qualifying, wins his heat race. Ryan Chelsea on top in 250 Heat 1 here at Daytona. Gummison looks like he's going to go through just fine with him. Cooper Hunt's having a battle with Bollinger to the line. Does Bollinger launch out like Hardy Munoz? Oh, he gives it a run, but it's going to be a little bit short. It's Hunt over the line in third. Bollinger in fourth. Cody Wells rounding out our top five with Timur in sixth. Crotty seventh, Ash in eighth, and Will now, his time is right now. He is going to make it into the main event with P9 out of this one, and not too many transfer spot battles in the end, but good for these guys to make it through.
Yeah, I think one thing I noticed with Cooper Hunt there at the end, I think that split section right before the finish, I like outside to inside, and you can, so that's staying on the same side kind of you enter. They don't have bales blocking, so you could cross over if you wanted, inside to inside, outside, whatever you want to do. But I think from what I've seen so far, at least the 250 class, carrying the speed from that outside looks good, and that inside, even with the rollers and stuff, it's just so much shorter. If you can really lay into the ruts as they develop, you can carry so much momentum. I think that's better, but 450 class, who knows? They got that power and torque, and maybe they can make the insides work. So gonna be curious to see how split lines and ruts. I love how that develops at Daytona. It's always a fun way to see how people piece together the track and kind of solve it like a puzzle.
Yeah, and I feel like even tonight we're going to see those lines continue to develop as the races go on, so it'll be exciting to see that. By the way, Leon Ty in chat asked about Jorge Prado racing Daytona. Yeah, he is not racing Daytona this weekend. Announced today he is going to withdraw from Daytona, so not there this weekend, unfortunately for him, but we'll see if he's back in the next couple of weeks. All right, so that is our racing done for the 250 Heat number 1, but 250 Heat 2 follows up right after that. And we get the first look of Braden Tharp with his number 9 red plate machine going into this heat race. It's Adam Holm going to the gate along with him. Christopher McPherson, Lawson, Dye, Ben Nerona, Ryan Rich, Devin Davis, Jack Gatlin, Jake Spees, Evan Vanderkoy, Evan Ronesville, Logan Mortberg, Tanner Rogers, Tharp, Ryder Carnine, Frank Jackson, Vivian Dabert, Fife Ness. I don't think that's a real name, but and we missed a couple other names in there as they finally get going off the gate. But
I hate that.
Some cool names off the gate we'll see in 250 Heat number 2. And 250 Heat 2 tonight, because it sounds like some boys from the Moto X Pod Show are on their way over right now. 250 Heat 2 brought to you by the Moto X Pod Show. Are you looking for more Moto content? Check out the Moto X Pod on Wednesday nights starting at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern on the Moto X Pod YouTube channel. Every week, the guys talk with riders from Supercross, Arena Cross, and Off-Road, as well as going through emails, top 5 lists, and other segments. Come join in the fun and excitement. And yes, tonight on their show, they had almost Arlington race winner Joe Shimoda, as well as Red Bull KTM team manager Ian Harrison. So some great banters over there. Darkside, Scotty, TJ, the crew holding it down. And we thank them for their support this season, helping out a little bit with jumping between the broadcasts back and forth. So definitely check that show out if you have not already.
Dare I say the real winner? Yoshimoto?
Real winner?
Yeah. Dare I say
I
it?
did say that.
I do love Pierce Brown, though. And I know Pierce Brown is a big... I like Chase B. Pierce Brown and Chase B are friends. Pacific Northwest guys. So shout out Pierce Brown. I think my new favorite rider in this class right now is going to be Vivian Duh Bears.
Duh Bears.
So that's number
right
769. That is honestly one of the worst kits I've ever seen in this video game's history and in the history of motocross as a whole.
Honestly, I forgot Tharp was a reigning 250 SMX champ. I need to update our leaderboard to show that. We'll get there when it's time.
It looks like he went to an MXGP round and they brainwashed him. Because this is Ashika?
Yeah, the Ashika team. They're wearing shot gear.
Are they European?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, that setup is shot. But let's get on with this one, boys, as the defending champ goes and tries to see if he can lay the wood to these guys like Chelsea did in Heat 1.
Wow. Also, Tim Thompson, who asked in chat any plan to announce Loretta's. No, I really only announced Loretta's. I actually did it for free that entire week because we were part of the Racer X crew that goes to the races, and so they asked me to announce as well. That's the way she goes. I'm not on Racer X anymore, so I probably won't be calling the action anytime soon. All right, we're off and running 250 heat number 2. Sorry, we missed the start of that one, but into the inside and out is Tanner Rogers on the RPF Kawasaki. Missed the main event last week, so a great start here in the heat race is exactly what he needed. Tharp right there in tow. Jake Spies, who was also on the podium last week as well. So this is a good little group at the front. We might have a battle as Spies almost gives it to Tharp for second place. We're off and running pretty good here, Awood.
Yeah, a lot of top qualifiers here. Way cleaner start than we saw in the first heat. Ooh, Tanner Rogers almost lays it over though. Tharp going to make the move and close off to the inside line there, trying to pull away from these guys early. I do think that was a very strong group, but man, it looks like Hunter just passed Rocks and he's checking out because you can't even see the other two guys on the screen after he made that move. I think this thing will tighten up though, as we still see those two pretty close, but Tharp is going to lead us around here first with Jake Spies and Tanner Rogers right in tow. Yeah, all these guys qualify good. They would be kind of my favorites if you had me pick them off of the list of people and after seeing qualifying. So really glad that we got to see them out front here early.
Yeah, so Tharp, we'll see if he gets away, similar to what Chelsea did in his heat race. But Spies is coming with him, and Spies has got a hell of a line jumping through the whoops. Doesn't work out. Meanwhile, trouble for Rogers again. As we just mentioned, didn't make the main last week. He's down out of third place early on. He's going to get up still in a transfer spot, fortunately. Only goes to 7th. Oh, but he gets whipped on and goes... Oh, he landed it somehow. That was Ryan Rich, I think, in front of him on the 100, who absolutely tossed his salad and spun him back around. So that was a crazy move. Ryder Carnine also able to get by, but that was insane by the number 50 of Tanner Rogers to not actually fall off the bike. He's still in a transfer spot, but that's not good. Oh, he's down.
You can't park there. That's he just said, I'm turning here now. What a weird sand section right there. Adam Holm bringing up the back as we see Niagara, and these guys are pretty far down. Yeah, almost in last. Tanner Rogers not looking good after that start, but we're looking at Jack Gatlin and Devin Davis. All these guys just deep in the middle of the field. Devin Davis has been running 450s all time or all year. Now dropping back to 250s, trying to work his way up as we move our way through the field. Lawson Dye, and then Tyler Valentine, who's our 9th place position. So you saw all those guys right there, but this is the man holding down the final transfer, but he has company as he almost goes off the track there.
Yeah, gets a little bit sideways in between those tough blocks and loses some time. He's going to feel the heat as Lawson Dye, the District Designs number 472 machine, closes up from behind. We'll see if he's able to get in the mix, but look at how close this is. I feel like even closer than the last heat race early on, and oh man, Tyler Valentine going through the front door and goes down, almost takes a few riders with him. Runesville goes off the track. That's Loomy, for those that might know him as that. Lawson Dye does go into the final transfer spot, but he's kind of skipping and hopping through the whoops. Coming back from off the track right there is Ryan Rich, and everyone's throwing whips off the Supercross triple. I don't know who I want to be in this position right now because it all seems like pure chaos.
I think the person in front with all this, because one thing I think when you see this 4 or 5 rider train, okay, now there's another one joining in front. You're worried if you're in the back. Oh, Lawson Dye hits the same exact kicker that Tanner Rogers did. We see an exact replay. So it looks like if you go on that left side of the sand, there's a death kicker there that can just shoot you straight to the right. And Lawson Dye is the next victim of it. And that moves Frank Jackson up in the 9th. as we see, there's just so many freaking people up here.
Yeah, I mean,
but all those guys are out of the transfer spot. That crazy battle we were just looking at. But
and then that's Mortberg that's down on the inside rut right there. He's going to get ran through by Nygren and loses a couple more positions. So I think that promotes Vivian Dabert up into the final transfer spot. He's also rocking the Stark here tonight for Zion. And yes, the rider out of France on the number 769 machine, cruising up into a P9 result as of right now, but there is a host of riders trying to close it down, including Brandon Nygren and the rest of the field behind him. I feel like the transfer spots battle's where it's at because Tharp is out to a 9-second lead, and this is only getting better from here.
Yeah, I mean, they're super close in 2, 3, and 4, but as you guys see on the timing of the left side of your screen, there's the rest of the field. I mean, it's just so close from 7th to like 15th place. So these guys are just, it's going to be seeing who can survive, who can stay from going down. DeBear, though, messes up that whoop line, jumps in, then blitzes the rest, and that promotes Nygren to the final transfer spot. He's trying to work his way forward, though. I think he's one of the guys who kind of feels like he shouldn't be back here and can work his way up. But there's a lot of carnage that you kind of have to keep an eye out for. That's why I said I wanted to be up front. Because, yeah, you can have the confidence that you're going to be able to push by it, but there's so many guys going down on a rough and tricky track like Daytona, especially in high-speed sections. You just want the clear air because I'm worried about running into a down rider.
Yeah, I mean, this freight train is just never ending, so especially even if you do have that mistake and go down, you're going to lose so many positions, so the clean air, absolutely crucial right here, and Nygren's holding it down. Looks like D. Davis just missed the triple in the background and almost got landed on his Tanner Rogers jumps over his head. Rogers is clawed all the way back to 11th, and it's going to turn to 10th, I think, as Nygren was down. So Nygren goes out of a transfer spot. Vivian DeBear back into the final spot. It is just musical chairs back here for P9 in this 250 heat number 2. And it is far from over as these guys still have 2 laps to try to figure out a way around this racetrack and hold on for this transfer.
Yeah, I mean, and Car9 and Jackson are in a crazy battle right ahead of them. But look at this shot. One thing I like about Daytona, and I think it helps for riders outside of a transfer position, as we can see on these camera shots down the long rhythm sections, you can see 10 guys behind them just coming through the sections. And I think as a rider, when you're in 15th place, you can see 9th place ahead of you in the same section. That doesn't happen that much in Supercross. Like this, you're like, okay, there's 6 guys right there. Yeah, they're far away and they probably wouldn't be on the same rhythm on a regular Supercross track, but visually they're there, and it gives you the confidence that you're never really out of it when you are out of a transfer spot. Even going into main event, when you're 5 seconds off the lead, he looks like he's right there.
And by the way, those in chat asking about where is reigning 250 East champion Cade Matherly, he had told me before the season started it was probably unlikely he would race every round, even of the 450 championship, as Rogers almost was into a transfer spot and goes down. D. Davis is going to shoot by and get the spot.
That was Car9 that crashed.
Very momentarily, but Nygren gets back by him. D. Davis trying to get up the inside and make the pass back, so they're going to continue going back and forth. But yeah, I knew Matherly was unlikely to race all the rounds, and it looks like this is going to be the first of a few that he will certainly miss.
D. Davis.
Busy man in real life, that Cade Matherly, so just the way it goes, but still gets to rock the number 1 plate when he comes back as D. Davis throws it away from that battle that he was having with Nygren. And this P9 has changed every single lap of the race thus far. Does Nygren hold it for one more lap? Because I feel like Adam Holm has something to say about it on the 17.
Yeah, Adam Holm moves into that spot that Devin Davis was in. I like the line he was. Devin was trying to go on that off camber to that second rut, but it's really hard because it's off camber. Your front feels like it's pushing all the way until you can get the rut. And then, just wasn't able to make the move because he could have got it there. Nygren, I think, is going to do his best to hold on, but this is a long racetrack with this jumping rhythm section. Not everyone. It's funny because Chelsea was going corner, quad, and then like triple out. These guys are all going triple, and then like sometimes quadding out, but then they mess it up. So the jump line is interesting because it's very difficult. I wonder if we see guys go to like an outside skim or if they can even get into that. 450 class is going to be interesting to see how they break it down. And I was trying to see if I could see that wall in the sand that everyone's crashing on, but couldn't really see a wall. But look at this, Adam Holm.
Transfer spot battle's coming up. Adam Holm is right there as Tharp is about to take the checkers out front. There it is. Braden Tharp wins the race in 250 heat number 2, but this transfer spot battle seemingly getting good. Holm, I thought he was going to miss the triple. He goes for it anyway and gets it still. So he's not out of it yet, and now he's out of it.
Same exact
goes over
jump.
the bars.
You commentators cursed on. The
I
same
did.
one.
And Nygren had almost gone down off the rear tire of Vivian DeBear, so it looks like they're going to make it through. We'll go back up and see Tharp, Spieth, Fife Ness made it through, Frank Jackson, Evan Runesville, Ben Nerona, Ryan Rich, Vivian DeBear, and Brandon Nygren look like they are on their way through into the main event. Adam Holm and the rest will be out of this one, including Tommy Luberta, Christopher McPherson, Tanner Rogers didn't make it back. Logan Mortberg was in, then out. Lawson Dye, same story. D. Davis going to have to go back to the drawing board for the LCQ. Jack Gatlin, Adam Holm, Tyler Valentine, Evan Vanderkoy, and myself in warm-up, all headed to the last chance qualifiers.
Crazy racing. So I said Tharp needs to go out and dominate like Chelsea did. Well, he did, and he did it by an even bigger margin. So could just be the heat race he's in. But I thought Spieth and Rogers and all these guys were going to be up there battling, and he just dominated. So maybe not the best look so far. If anyone can tell Braden Tharp if he changes his gear for the main event, I'll Venmo him $2.
You really don't like it that much.
It's so bad.
Wow. I mean, I think it
You
goes
like
well
Europeans.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I
His
love
bike's
it either,
bad
but I'm
too.
saying at least it goes with the bike.
Yeah, but that's just not.
Like
The bike shouldn't be like that in the first place. Then the gear just matching it.
The problem that he has is, unfortunately, because he won the playoffs, he has to run the yellow number with the red plates, which is also just like a terrible combo to begin with.
Yeah, that's not horrible. I do get it, but can I say I hate in real life too I hate the SMX plate, just the regular one, and then the red plate having to have the yellow with the red. Like what? Just let them go let them go white and red. I digress.
I agree with you.
But dude, Honda, that picture that Honda posted of the 3 bikes, Jet's white plate one, and then Hunter's red plate, and then Joe's bike with the SMX plate, they all looked unreal. People were all like freaking out about the red plate one, but I think Jet's like with the white, that black bike, I'm like, if I get a new bike and get setup, I want that setup. Like that setup was one of the cleanest, like mostly black bikes I've ever seen. It was so sick.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
SKDA, right? Does their stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. Because they switch and they're doing like
Throttle
fun
Jockey,
stuff.
And
yeah,
now, I couldn't remember which way. So SKDA now. But,
yeah, they crush it. So shout out.
I'm a Euro guy at heart.
You are.
But, that Honda setup, even Joe, which as you said, the SMX plates, I could do away with them. But Joe's setup with the SMX plates plus his gear, the Fox gear that matched the SMX plates was like, all right, okay.
Yeah, I guess if you're gonna play into it, but don't go all white and yellow and red, please.
Yeah, no, I get it.
If Ben Townley was in the room right now, what would you do to him?
Oh man, I don't know.
I think the lights would go off quickly.
There'd be far too many questions I'd have for him, so I don't know. I feel like it would just go into like podcast mode, basically. By the way, shout out Spencer Turley, who for the first time in 12 years took numbers off of his bike so that I could actually still see him in games. So he's just running blank plates now because there's a new rule in Race Factory. You can't run the wrong number, but he's diehard to the 125. So he will not change his number. He will not put 67 on the bike, but he'll run the blank plates all day long. So thanks to him for sending those over. All right, it is time to go racing for the 450 boys from Daytona. Heat 1 coming at you. Here we go. Off the middle, up the inside, that's Delaire. Vilsky, or the Ashika ride, I should say, gets there first. He's going to come through the corner and get the whole shot. He's all over the place right now. Carl's Jr. Berger out there getting sideways. And he's got Isaiah Dickerson trying to get up the inside and take the race lead from him. Let's see if Dickerson uses his inside line. No, not going to work. Doolies. And the 450 boys are off and running. Eaglin with a good start in this one as well. Car's up there. This could be a good 450 heat race right now.
Yeah, what a crazy thing. Where did Ashika come from? That's bugging me.
I don't know.
It's a new team. They just switched, like, people left a bunch of teams. I don't know. I don't like that. Okay. Great start by these 450 boys. Oh, as he pushes his front so hard and goes down. That's going to let Isaiah Dickerson fly by in the lead. He was absolutely railing the outside of that split lane, and just the front just went bloop right over, and he went down. That was I almost couldn't tell that happened. Jeremy Siebel, as we saw him great ride last week and showed us the hot lap earlier at the beginning of the stream. He moves up into second place. Seth Carr, the fastest man on the planet these days, right behind him. Let's see these guys through the jump section.
Dude,
look at that. Was that
serious?
a 4-4? He almost went 4-5, but landed on a skim out. Seth Carr.
What's he doing going outside here? Are we 4-ing or with 3-2? Honestly, that seems slow. Like, Seabolt kind of gained a little bit of time on him, maybe?
I thought he made the pass.
No, he passed him, but then Seabolt almost got him back by him going outside. Either way,
looks fast.
Car's absolutely ripping. Fast. And Dickerson, meanwhile, is just getting away from these guys. Here we go. I think we're going to see the 4 line right there. And then they're not going to launch all the way to the single. You could launch to the single and then triple in the corner, but I don't think it matters. I think they'll just triple single the rest of the way through here. So these 450 boys definitely have some big lines, and they're letting them eat out here early in this race. Bednar, Eaglin's up here. Joey Carter, Dr. Do Racing's finest, running in the 6th position. John Heilman 7th, as it looks like Eaglin was down on that inside rut. Oh, and he's down again with Joey Carter. So Eaglin coming into some problems here on the 1 is going to slip back to 8th. Caden Kepke is going to be right there. But Joey Carter, the de factor of that, is going to fall out of a transfer spot. Look at these battles, A-Wood. There's lines everywhere on this track.
I think that's the thing, and I think that's why Carter took that line. He just wasn't going to follow no matter what. It doesn't matter. He knew it was an alternate line. It didn't matter if it was faster or slower. He was just going to take it, not to follow. And I think that's just him having good race sense. And a lot of these guys, you'll see them. There will be a better line on the left side of the track as Colby Eaglin makes some moves there just by getting that rhythm clean. There will be a better line maybe on the left side because of braking bumps up a jump, but you won't follow because there's a chance that someone makes a mistake and goes down, and you just don't want to follow, even more so than any other track in sim. Daytona is such a one-off race, and it's fun to like kind of break down what's going on the track. But what's going on the track right now is Seth Carr dominating. He didn't even get that quad. Oh, out of second. Seabolt's down. Dickerson by Bednar by after a great start. Heilman, everyone.
Now they're all going to come by right here. He's going to go from almost in the lead back to 9th. I was up front showing Seth Carr because we missed the change to the lead. Dickerson, I don't know if he went down, but he lost like 4 seconds suddenly, and Carr was able to get by. But look at this. It's so close back here. Seabolt almost gets whipped into.
Tips.
Yeah, Seabolt almost gets whipped into.
Tips
and
there.
That's down with Caden Kepke. Xander Brion also going down, so that's going to promote Spencer Turley into a transfer spot. Joey Carter also went by as well. You got Jeff Cooper up here. You got Dylan Dallaire, Tyler Shovey. They're all right here battling it out, and this is insane. Oh, my goodness, that lap. 124.195 out of Seth Carr out front. Nobody else is under 127s. I almost want to go on board and just see this right now.
Yeah, I think 124.0 was qualifying.
Yeah.
So pretty close. He's comfortable out here and got into the lead. So look at that blitz line there.
God.
He is not electing to jump on his, when he's out front and he's comfortable.
Look at that line.
So look at that. Jumping off, that's always been an elite thing that I've only ever done once is inside line, but using the outside jump that the rut kind of goes up to and jumping on it to step onto stuff or double or triple out of a corner. So just so much speed. Double here is able to just tap because these are small. Like you said, they're not super kind of devastating to these guys. As he passes the lead-in light, that means nothing. Seth Carr going to go, but these ones do because it's a triple. And he's going to just keep shredding here. This could be, not this one.
No, I think the other lap was a little bit better, but I just wanted to be on board and see what is he doing, man. 8-second lead. This is he's tripling there off the track a little bit.
Yeah, but still. I think what's going to be insane, I cannot wait to see your main event fastest lap of the race tonight because these ruts, even that rut there, look at him rail these. The lean angle is insane. He's in like 4th gear.
25.8.
Wide open. So he can do that 2 seconds faster, by the way, guys, just in case you were wondering.
Absolutely insane. This is why he has the red plate right now, people. He is so fast and so tough to beat because he's been getting good starts as well. Bednar, Heilman, Eaglin, 2, 3, 4, Schiabro, Seabolt, Carter, Dickerson, all the way back to 8th, and Turley now under attack. Dylan Dallaire is back on the charge. How do we fare with Spencer Turley here at Daytona? I feel like his style is a little bit loose cannon for a track like this, but it's working right now in the P9 position. Does he hold on to it with the pressure from Dylan Dallaire? Oh, getting sideways.
Oh, I like that. Blocked him out. You almost drink someone over the bars for the 3rd time in the night, and we're only on the 3rd race, so that was impressive. Turley looks good. Yeah, he's got kind of loose style, so I don't know. I mean, he's got the good starts, but for me, what's worrying about him is that he's only in P9 right now. I think if he was in 4th or 5th, I would say, yeah, he's good, but hopefully he doesn't have to take a trip to the LCQ and can hold off Dallaire. Dallaire, who's crushing it in the 250 class, right? He moved over for this East Coast run, so he's no slouch there as he's going to make the move, blitzing through like we saw Seth Carr do last lap, is going to put him ahead of Spencer Turley into the final transfer spot, but they're not as wild as the 250 class, but there's still going to be a lot of carnage in this race, so don't put him out.
No, I mean, and the crossover too, I feel like with a little bit of extra sauce from Dylan Dallaire, I wonder if that'll make Turley a little bit upset that crossover move happened right there. I'm not sure whether or not he feels slighted by that or not, but we'll see if it comes to fruition when this battle commences here a little bit later on. Dallaire actually trying to make a quick pass there on Joey Carter, and he gets it done. That's the first time I feel like I've seen that inside line work to his advantage. Dallaire is able to cross over and pass Carter. Now Carter's on the bubble as Dallaire cases the finish line jump. White flag in the air. Oh, man, does Turley get back in, Haywood? It's going to be close with a lap to go.
I think he's got a bigger chance now that Carter is sitting here battling Dallaire. If one of these guys, if Seabolt drops back ahead of him, I don't know exactly how close. He's right there, a little far away, but I think having a battle going on ahead of him as he holds on to it is going to help him. Maybe they get into a fight, around the kind of final transfer spot. Just trying to move up a little bit more. Maybe it'll help him out.
Oh, Carter a little bit short. Oh, and then Dallaire gets... what was that? He just kind of rolled back down the berm, but he is going to get past. So Turley goes by Dallaire for the final transfer spot.
But it's
not over yet. Here we go through the sand. Dallaire's going to try to rip this inside and stay a little bit lower. Then he'll launch out into this section, quad over the carrot jump and make the pass back. Go back across Turley. Get into the back of Joey Carter and go down. Oh, he played himself there a little bit.
Yeah, his brakes didn't work as much as he wanted, so he had to turn up that face to try to scrub some speed off of it. As our leader Seth Carr takes the lead, 13 seconds out front, absolute domination. But Spencer Turley sitting here in 9th. If he can hold on to this and keep it on 2 wheels, he is going to go through, and Dallaire is going to be the one going to the LCQ. Wow.
Yep, so Turley... Whoa! Almost looped out coming onto the start straight. He's still struggling, and Dallaire is charging. Dallaire to the inside is going for it. Oh, he missed the rut, and Turley is going to survive by the skin of his teeth there. Goes through in 9th. Dallaire outside looking in, but in front of him it was Carter, Dickerson, Seabolt, John Heilman, Colby Eaglin, Ryder Bednar, Jeremy Schiabro, Seth Carr, all getting it done. And man, Carr ripped that heat race, a 23.8 on the last lap of the race. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? This guy's on a different planet.
Yeah, someone said 23.0 or 23.1 was qualifying. I think 450s was 24.0, but still, he's ripping, and whatever potential there is there. I'm sure the track might actually even get faster as some of these ruts develop more later in the main event. But wow, what a race. I mean, dude, Dylan Dallaire, someone sprayed SC1 on his brakes because he was trying to go up that inside. It's weird. I think that inside is faster, but when you're trying to put the last corner before the finish, but there's a roller into it and a roller out of it. So you got to like charge up to it, but get on the brakes and drop in and rail the rut. And he was just trying to push too hard. But Seth Carr, fastest man this year, 24-point lead over Braden Carter. And we're going to have to see in Heat 2.
By the way,
how Braden Carter looks.
I'm getting updates in chat from a lot of people that say the Ashika team was an MX Bikes team, and they pay riders to join the program, which is why suddenly they have a ton of new faces over there. And they got priced out of MX Bikes. They couldn't afford to pay people on bikes or something like, I don't know. People are coming up with a lot of different theories in chat. I do not know, but I will try to find out more information when we get to Indy next week.
Anyone... I am looking to join Ashika, and I will run the world's ugliest skier. If you're looking for a commentator, I will wear hats, shirts, whatever you need. I have a probably lower price than some of these bougie riders that are clearly pricing them out of video games. And I know what people have paid for racers in this game, even when teams like weren't real, and it is absolutely just ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there was a pay-to-win system going on in Sim, I feel like, about, I don't know, right at the end of my days when I was still racing.
But it's like the team doesn't get anything out of it.
Exposure?
You're not a team. You don't have a sponsor. Phil Ski and Snowboard is the only real brand. It's not like we had the brands.
Underground RC.
Oh, Underground RC. Yeah, sorry. Love you guys. But it's not like, I feel like they weren't the ones doing it. Maybe Phil's. That's local,
No, I don't
whatever.
think
But
Phil's
that's
ever
also a
paid.
local shop. Like if you're motorsport, hell yeah. Like go out there, motorsport. Like all these gear brands. Like if FXR had freaking $2,000 to drop on sim, and they wanted to have top riders on team FXR Racing winning every week, they could get Braden Carter. Easy.
Yeah.
They could
Well,
get.
I mean, that's what I was. I
Seth
ranted,
Carr,
I
like-
ranted about this on Pulp when I went in last because it's like.
Talking about your sponsorships, right? But if they
Yeah,
want,
but I'm
then
saying
if they
like,
want to
dude,
sponsor
even
a
team
race team,
sponsorship, if you're a major company in this sport and you wanted to have a ton of exposure to the youth audience, dude, you do not have to spend that much money to be a title sponsor of these teams.
Yeah.
And you would have suddenly 8 riders battling for the win in the esport competitions with your brand.
I bet you could do $500 and get 2 or 3 good riders.
At least, yeah.
But I know that people were doing that for like a seat, like $500+ just dumb stuff. But you talked about it, the race tech stuff. I have race tech on my bike because of Checkers and Chris, and we ran race tech on all our virtual stuff. And there's hours and hours in content put out in Instagram pages. Yeah. We should just go start slapping people.
But here we go. 450 Heat 2 from Daytona. Whoa, a lot of guys hit the gate, including Luke Sullivan. Alec Horn, I think, is going to get to the corner first, but he goes a little bit deep, and it's going to be Caleb Hall who comes out with the early lead. Caleb Hall, Cash Woods, who is your 250 West points leader, missed the main event last week when he jumped up to the 450, so we'll see if he can rebound this week. But they are off and running in 450 Heat number 2. Castellaneta's up there, Cepeda, Parker. Oh my goodness, Braden Carter down early. He's in 17th place. Some fresh faces out front, A-Wood.
Yeah, I like it. It's fun when we're not getting just the same repeat customers, I guess, and it's cool when we get the 250 riders mixing it up too. Bummer for someone like Braden Carter all the way back in 15th at the moment, but cool to let everyone else shine as Caleb Hall is going to try to fend off Cash Woods. He's going outside. Let's see if Caleb Hall can rip this inside. Looks like that outside is actually way faster. I think until those ruts will develop late in the race, Cash Woods absolutely just banging gears and kind of laying it out on these guys.
Yeah, nice outside to outside line made it happen to get into the race lead. Now can Caleb Hall come back with him? You got Cepeda moving up into the 3 spot in the background. I'm actually very interested to see that the 450 guys can't seem to get a good skim line in the whoops either. It seems like jumping is kind of the only good way to get through those whoops consistently. I was really expecting the 450 guys to have the little extra power and be able to blitz on top of them, but maybe they're just kind of too spaced out with that gap in between to be able to jump them.
Yeah, I think we saw Seth Carr blitz, but I think he was doing that inside rut where you kind of jump off the outside of it or like whatever's built up to get yourself on top of it. Maybe the starter whoop's a little bit different this week, but I like it though. It's fun to see these guys have to use something different because we can't change the dirt so much like real life. We saw last week in Arlington where these guys, they're just breaking down and what we'll see at Indy. So it's really cool to see them kind of be able to replicate that and make some jumpers and not just have everyone blitzing the same whoops. As he was trying to get Caleb Hall was trying to poke his head inside the woods right there, but a little bit faster that outside as you exit down that straight.
And now look at Caleb Hall goes to the outside and then gets passed by Cepeda anyway.
On the inside.
Cepeda uses the outside again on the second turn, but still gets the pass done. So maybe a mixture of both, inside to outside, outside to I don't know, something, but clearly outside to outside was fast for Woods, but maybe mix it up moving forward. Cepeda.
OJ there.
OJ, I didn't think you
the
could
glove
that.
didn't fit, but I think he missed that downside just a little bit. I think the thing is those lines are probably actually really close and we're leaning too much into it and it's just a skill issue.
Maybe.
Oh,
that
I
was
think
really
they touched
tight.
right there.
Bindis and Jax Lindsay jumping by. So this is Cepeda's in a transfer spot. Well, not anymore. He just pushed Noah Bindis back into the final transfer spot. Arnbrister, B-Lars is right there. Look at Arnbrister inside move. 3 wide in the sand, and it takes 2 of them out. Arnbrister goes down. B-Lars able to get by as he jumps up alongside of Cepeda, almost goes down on his rear tire. So it's Larson in the final transfer spot. You got Antonio Velati, Ash Deering in the background. Braden Carter still isn't in, by the way. Oh, B-Lars has got to be sweating bullets right now.
Yeah, as Velati makes a nice line there, but then goes down off the wall jump, so B-Lars is able to get right back into 9th place after not even having to do anything, but still 4 riders very close right behind him. Deering from Padani, Johnson, and Braden Carter. So not some names you want to kind of hear when you're holding on to 9th place. as you got past champions kind of behind you. Oh, that's Devin Johnson, not Payson Johnson, but still Ripper in his own right. Ripper. So B-Lar is right here. We're just gonna, I think, staying on him. There is a close battle at the front, actually. 3 guys within
there we go.
a
Let's
second
go back
and a
up
half.
there because Caleb Hall has taken the lead again. I did not notice that switch up front. Cash Woods, something happened to the 14. He's back into the 4th position, and Seth Shirley is here. He's up the inside trying to pass Caleb Hall. There's a blitz line.
From the outside. So when you go on the inside, it makes you jump into the first one, I think.
Yeah. So inside you'll jump in, but outside you can get that run through. Shirley in a fight right now with Castellaneta, able to get back by him. Certainly a great little 3-rider battle out front, but it's the JIBR.co teammates of Caleb Hall and Seth Shirley going at it. We've seen Shirley really come into his own, and he's coming into the race lead right now. Almost got there, but runs into the tough blocks. Now he's going to have to go off through the carrot jumps. Oh, Caleb Hall rolled up the windows on the offside of the track and goes down pretty hard, and he might lose a transfer spot. He's going to get going just as it gets here as Sully goes by, and Caleb Hall back into the 7th spot. But that promotes Seth Shirley to the race lead. He has been so good. Could this be a night for his first win of the season for the 44?
Yeah, I want to point this out because Seth Carr won that first 450 heat by 16 seconds. The other riders were 13 and 6-second leads. Right now, we have 10 seconds from 11th place to 1st place in this 450 class. So this class is insanely close, and these guys are just, you can't go down. You can go down at a lead, and there's a chance that you're going to drop out of it. So pretty cool right now to kind of see those gaps between everyone being so close. And just how competitive this 450 class is.
Yeah, and Alec Horn, who went down in the first corner, is back in this battle. He's all the way up to 3rd place. Keep in mind the 2 of Braden Carter. He's trying to close up on his buddy B-Lars and get in as well. So there's fights all over the track right now as Horn works on Castellaneta. Let's go back and see Braden Carter. So he is also blitzing the whoops, and he gets crossed up by B-Lars. Almost goes down on the rear fender there. Oh, man, that's not going to go over well.
They're friends, I think, or right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
they're friends, so they're going to play nice. But Braden Carter trying to do alternate lines, elects to go far inside, but B-Lars is going to have that drive out. I think, though, if these two keep pushing, in 9th and 10th, they've got a lot of guys right here as B-Lars makes a mistake, and actually he drops way back to 11th, so that's going to allow Padani to follow through behind Braden Carter. Then, there's another spot as Sullivan's down.
Sully, the former MXS playoffs champion, is down. He is outside looking in. He's going to have to pick it up and get going because Padani is now into the final transfer spot behind Braden Carter. And as you mentioned, I mean, the leaders have not gotten away from this group at all. Oh, and that's Cepeda going down, and he takes Padani with him. Yeah, Padani is stacked up there.
It's so blind. I mean, by the time you're going up over that roller right there, we see another rider on the 29 machine, Ash Deering. By the time that you see that they're there, it's hard to tell which rut they're in. You're already committed. Your only chance is to kind of blow all the ruts and go to the far outside. But it's a lot of mistakes there in a very difficult corner for these guys to try to get through. So Luke Sullivan right now on the outside looking in with Walter Gebhardt on that Suzuki right behind him. Very fast, but these guys are a little bit out of touch. So now we've seen 10-second gap go from 5th to 1st place. So it's spread out a lot to the transfer positions, but man, that top 5 is still really tight here.
Man, Sully, who's trying to get back in, just got passed by Walter Gebhardt, who's on a mission of his own. Sully's going to fight back with him. These guys are both outside of a transfer spot, but you wouldn't know it. Doolies over the triple. And look at that, Sully going to the outside. Oh, Gebhardt gets the 2-3 to the inside. Does he light up Padani? No. Settles in behind him. And we're having another transfer spot battle here. 2 guys that definitely want to be in. They're top 10 in points. Heck, Shirley's 4th in points, and he doesn't want to be out. But Padani's 8th in points, and Gebhardt just moved into 9th in the standings. So all these guys are in it. Look at Gebhardt up alongside Padani for the final transfer spot. Goes a little bit long, and Padani's able to triple single back to the inside. Who gets it here, A-Wood?
Oh, right there. Gebhardt gets into him, but I was going to say that's such a bad move because of how close the riders are. Who was behind him? Shirley went down, so that's the only reason they didn't lose a spot.
Or Sully,
Sully.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't think it's smart for him to make a move. You thought he was maybe going to punt him after that.
Oh, meanwhile,
as Alec Horn makes a crazy pass and takes the lead away.
Wins the race, too. Castellaneta 2nd, Cashwoods 3rd, Shirley ends up 4th, Lindsay, Carter, Larson, Hall. Sully is still in, but it's close. Padani's going to try to rip this outside, make something happen. Oh, Sully went to the outside to defend, and it works. Sullivan through Padani, Cepeda, Gebhardt, Velati, and more out looking in. That was way closer than I expected it to be. I mean, only 15 seconds between the top 8. Padani ended up 20 seconds down the line, but 9 seconds separate the top 6.
There was just way too much in the last 30 seconds to like cover it all over the track. Changes for the lead. Yeah, you had mentioned when he made that 2-3, you're like, is he going to hit him? And I'm like, you can't hit him because Sullivan is right there. Because even if you get hung up on his wheel or like kind of cross rut for a second, you're losing that drive and you're just losing that position. So it's crazy they rode clean. Cuts come in. I don't think.
Yeah, I think Sully got booted because he was 9th, remember?
Oh, yeah. So Padani sending it
Sully
did get him in.
3.47 seconds of cuts by the looks of it.
Wow.
Yikes. Not a good look.
Time.
I mean, I don't know if you were able to see this as you're going to get up and head out, but Sully got up from his crash at the far end of the circuit. Yeah, sorry, no beers in there. And then when he flipped around, he just went beeline to the Supercross triple. So he didn't even go all the way to the berm. He just cut across, and that just cost him a chance at making the main event.
Yeah.
Right there.
I might miss it, but that's not a big deal. But I like the triangle section. I'm still going to go get beers downstairs. Triangle section, that far right, they're doing double, and it gives them the lift for the quad. But then they're having a really hard time. It's way faster up to the wall, but they're having a hard time braking. So you saw Gebhardt go a little long on it. So then he lost the drive, only made the pass because he dove up the inside. But that was crazy. That was awesome.
That was crazy indeed. Bring me one too. Duh. All right. Coming up, 250 last chance qualifier action coming at you here in just a moment. I want to remind you guys over on Twitch, because I'm seeing a couple of people drop in to get their 3 stream streaks. We got Carl Novak with a 10 stream streak as well. If you have Amazon Prime and you're watching on Twitch, you get free Prime subs to use. And if you haven't used it on any other of your favorite streamers over on Twitch yet, please be sure to use it on us because it's for free. Don't even have to do anything if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, and it helps us out, a little kickback our way if you would please mind doing that. So again, appreciate the support, everyone tuning in. Over 550 people watching live here. Daytona Supercross and MX Simulator doesn't get much better than this, and we've seen hectic heat races. Now we're about to see some absolutely wild LCQ battles. Again, if you're just joining us, only 4 riders go through these last chance qualifiers. There are 21 riders going to the gate in this one, but normally 22, and only 4 make it to the main event, which means there are 18 people that leave here tonight not too thrilled about what just happened. And we're about to see who those 18 riders are. The 4 that make it through to the main event, as my cohort, Andrew Wood, joins us back in the booth, fresh with some beverages of choice. And yeah, of course, it's LCQ time, so might as well crack open a cold one with the boys.
I wasn't going to drink today because I went really hard last week, and I've been on been sober for 3 days.
Hey, Chase Donovan, thank you so much for subbing up with the Prime.
Ooh, but it's Daytona, so I feel like I couldn't disrespect it. I've been gone for 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 6, 7, something like that. So let's have a beer. Oh, I got one.
There's one if you don't.
I want yours. That's what she said. Some guy said that I'm not allowed to be on that team, Ashika, because they only pay for top 5s.
Rip.
I'm number 1 in your heart, so that's all that matters.
All right, LCQ time from Daytona. Let's go racing. 4 make it through. Here we go. And another great start for the 50 of Tanner Rogers. He's going to get to the corner first. Does he make it through? He is clean, and the race lead and hole shot goes to Tanner Rogers again. Tommy Luberta up there with Bryson DeYoung. You also have Lawson Dye, Connor Smiley. Pretty clean start for an LCQ, all things considered, A-Wood.
Especially a 250 LCQ, and this class is only second race kind of racing together. Tanner Rogers, though, wants to do better because he had a great start before. Just keep it on 2 wheels early on and get away from these guys. I think this class will spread out. We are going to see some carnage just like that. One guy goes down on his own on the second rut, and someone runs into Tanner Rogers on the inside, and that is going to actually spread out the pack a lot and create a bad bottleneck. So good for the riders out front as Tanner Rogers is trying to lead us to the finish.
Yep, Rogers takes back over the lead away from Tommy Luberta. We also have Lawson Dye, Christopher McPherson up inside the top 4. It did spread the field out, as you mentioned, but it's still pretty close with Joseph Pilsner, a.k.a. Moto-Sun right here in the 5 spot. DeYoung, Walters, Gatlin, Strawn, and Smiley still in it with a shot here. Tough breaks right now for Vanderkoy, Rogan McIntosh, Devin Davis. They are well down the order, but... Oh, just like that, it looks like Tommy Luberta has gone down, and Pilsner's going to go to a transfer spot. Weird spot to go down. You think he just landed a flattened legs?
Yeah, maybe, or like maybe got a kick maybe over the bars or something. But yeah, it seems really weird that close to the corner because it's not that rough going into there, so it wasn't like a braking bump issue. Really weird to see, but you see, man, everyone is so close together here. But so we're looking at 5th place, but I mean, I just saw from like 8th to 12th, just right behind him on that triple. So just keep it on 2 is the name of the game. Honestly, I think he'll have no problem getting in Landon Walters right here. If you ride the rest of this race without crashing, you're probably going to be in the main event. Yeah. Even though Pilsner and some of these and Rogers kind of, I feel like, have the speed. You know, maybe McPherson or Dye have some struggles, but I don't know. Everyone's having trouble in this track tonight.
Well, we saw in the heat race, Rogers' whole shot was in the lead, then tipped over, fell back to 3rd, then crashed, fell back to 9th, and then crashed again, and it just snowballs so quickly. So, as you said, if you're Walters, DeYoung, Luberta, any of those guys that are outside looking in right now, just wait for the mistakes to happen. Ride your own race. Stay on 2 wheels, because surely, especially in this 250 LCQ, there's some more chaos abound up the road, and I don't think that all these guys up here are even feeling safe about it just yet. Even with a 4-second lead for Rogers, he could throw this away just like that.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things where I was saying it's good to take slower lines and just not follow, because you're kind of letting yourself not go down if someone else makes a mistake in front of you, and I think that's more important than taking the line that might be 0.3 faster, you know, through a section or a corner. Just keep yourself on 2 wheels. So don't follow, and I think you'll be all right here on this track.
All right, so we're looking at Lost and Die. There is Landon Walters, who has made it in after all of that we were just talking about because of that crash from Luberta. DeYoung right there behind Pilsner, still sticking pretty close behind as well. Looks like Nick Thomasounis' night is done. We had some people asking about him in chat. Well, he's still out there circulating, but 18th place is going to be a tough break for him, for a guy who has battled for transfer spots earlier on this season. All right, Pilsner going to work a little bit, doesn't want to sit idly by in the 4th position. He wants to run down Landon Walters and try to get into 3rd as he's being pressured by DeYoung. Kind of a smart move, I feel like, if you're Pilsner. You don't want to force the issue and make a dumb pass, but you also don't want to let someone just close up and pass you. And there it goes. Walters back into the final transfer spot, and here comes DeYoung trying to close it down.
Yeah, I mean, those small mistakes, and yeah, don't push it too much. I think Pilsner knows deep down he has the speed as Walters with the big mistake, so that's going to allow DeYoung right back on his rear wheel after a mistake of his own. But yeah, just staying in clear air here, and I think LCQ's main events, it's going to be annoying. I feel like I always have like a topic of the night, but just stay on 2 wheels and stay away from riding right behind someone, because there's a mistake like that. He almost got a pass just because someone else was shooting across the track. Ooh, they almost get into each other, though. Walter's out the track. DeYoung, though, not with the best run. He gets to skip him and makes a pass. That might not affect him in cuts, though, depending on if he made a gate, but that was insane because Pilsner is now back into the final transfer.
Pilsner is not going to be thrilled about that, especially if he doesn't make it through. He might be filing a bit of a protest right there because, look, I mean, it is based off the timing gate system. If you go off track and come back on before the timing gate, maybe you don't end up getting cuts, but I have a feeling that Race Factory would have something to say about that if he's protested for making a pass off track and then makes it by only 1 position. But we'll see how it ends up going. At least for now, he's up to 3rd. Still Rogers, Lawson, Dye up ahead of him. But any one of these guys in this group, there's still pretty much 4 riders locked together here, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I feel like all these guys got to be feeling pretty good about it. And there's Pilsner with a mistake, going to allow Luberta to go through as down went DeYoung off the rear tire of Pilsner. And Luberta gets gifted that one. He goes from 6th to 4th.
Yeah, 2 positions right there just instantly gifted because one person made a mistake and riding behind them, you run into them and then look at what happens. Now you're both out of a transfer spot. Luberta was just kind of sitting back there stalking him and didn't even need to make the pass on pure speed. And now look at how big of a gap he has. He's got 3 seconds right there behind him. So now he's the one who's just got to keep it on 2. We're 5 minutes and 45 seconds into this race. Hold on to her, buddy. Hold on to her. You're almost home. This is the white flag lap for these guys. So all he has to do is survive that, stay on 2 without letting that Yamaha behind him catch of Christopher McPherson that is pushing and trying to get ever closer as we finish this last lap, along with Pilsner in tow.
Yep. McPherson, Pilsner, as you mentioned right there. DeYoung still not necessarily out of this either. So if you're Luberta, you have got to lock this thing down. Landon Walters, Lawson Dye, they're holding on pretty well up here for their transfer spots. And I don't know where this heat race Tanner Rogers was, but there was no form whatsoever from lap 1 on that we saw out of Tanner Rogers was suggested that this is what he would do in the LCQ. He has taken off with this thing and absolutely ran away. 12-second lead, running fast laps, 27.3 last time by was his fastest lap of the race and the fastest lap of the race as well. And here it is. Tanner Rogers wins the LCQ quite easily in the end here tonight. Dye Walters and Luberta. Oh, Pilsner's casing the doubles in the background. That should be Luberta's with 2 straightaways to go, but we saw Turley get wily. Does he hold on, Awood?
I think so. This is pretty easy spot right here. And he knows he doesn't need to push it. Sends it right there and comes across with a huge gap. So there's going to have to be some big cuts for anything to change here. Bummer for these guys missing it. Pilsner, De Jong, Gatlin, Mortberg, McPherson, Kazarian, Strawn, Cosenza, Vanderkoy, Evmoof, Elliott, Person. I think he's the Ashika team owner. So shout out, Person. I love you. Connor Smiley, Tyler Valentine, Rogan McIntosh, Ryder Carnine, Nikki T, Whip God, Adam Holm, and Devin Davis all straight up not having a good time here.
Yeah, D. Davis actually joined the YouTube chat while the race was still going on and said, so back to 450s, I guess, as Evmove calls it a race.
Well, bro.
That'll give us the cuts right there. But yes, unfortunate for a lot of these names to miss out on the main event tonight, but at least our top 4 are going through. Rogers, Dye, Walters, and Luberta make it into tonight's main event.
That is tricky too. It's hard because we only have penalties based on, which I disagree with because the people that run the race direction, it is hard, but you can do that in the whoops like Walters did, and kind of get away with it because no one's like watching it and like making anything like that. I've always wanted to do live race direction, if I could be that guy or if I was running it, but then I couldn't do this. So, bummer. Maybe something will happen. Who knows? Maybe they're better than the AMA. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough because it's not like Pilsner was necessarily
and it was 5
impacted.
seconds away and he
like he wasn't impacted by him going off the track. He just happened to lose a position, which I guess you could say he lost clear track. He had no longer had clear track in front of him, but
Pilsner was stacking the whoops, which is why he got passed.
Yeah,
he's banging gears, but it's like he caught a lot because you made mistakes. So yeah, tricky. Maybe if they got into it, it would be something big. I was gonna say something.
Well, what I'll tell you right now is this 450 LCQ coming up has a lot of big names in it.
A lot of low 2-digit numbers.
Yeah, T. Lang, a reigning or former outdoor champion, I should say. Hubbard, Bodie Parker, who won last week. What's up, Holly? Do you want to say anything to the people?
I don't have anything to say.
Okay. Well, can I have a hug? I love you. All right. I love you, Holly. Have a good night, okay? Mommy's tucking you in. You always ask for Mommy to tuck you in, and she's here tonight. Night-night.
Good night.
It's Not Jackson said, will I download the TSCZ bike? I don't know, man. Did I get sent it?
B-Lars wants you to download the skins. He said he sent them to you, but I told him probably not before the mains. There's a lot going on here, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm getting sent
man.
the TSCZ skins now. I don't see a single person who sent them to me last week. So
I almost wonder if you said, no, it's the space would be too much. But if you had like a Dropbox link, you're like, hey guys, put your stuff in here. If you make it new, it's there, so it kind of automatically downloads. But yeah, dumb. Dirty tire mod that some of those guys are running, sick. It doesn't look maybe as good all the time, but the dirt on the tires, instead of just having them be all black, is cool. I mean, yeah, it looks dumb on the start, but after about a lap or two, it looks really, really cool. And I feel like that would be good stock model replacement thing too.
yeah,
to do,
and I mean, like,
it looks sick.
I downloaded everything in the skins thread all the way up until about 20 minutes before the race. I double checked, and I also downloaded every DM I got, which today was ridiculous. There was so many DMs for people running Daytona limited edition kits, which I get it, but like, man, you guys got to start putting your packs together at the beginning of the season and sticking to it. It's getting out of hand. So here we go. 450 LCQ ready to go racing. Oh, and looping out was Ryan Pinkerton off the gate. Only 4 go through, and up the inside, the 12 of Dallaire might get there first again. Sullivan also in the mix. Walter Gebhardt going to shoot by on the 103. Some of the big names we expected to be up there off and running quite well. Pretty clean start in the 451 too.
Yeah, pretty good start so far. Dylan Dallaire ripping kind of right where he wants to be. Let's see. Dallaire, Gebhardt, Sullivan, Wyatt Grant. Top 4 right now with Chase B. And then some, big guys way back there. T-Lang down, but good start for these guys. I think it's always just fun seeing what the top 4 do if they can keep it clean. And Dallaire loses it and lets Gebhardt get by him. But keep it on 2. I always try to just make 2 laps. Just 2 laps straight, no crash. If you get a good start in an LCQ. And there's a good chance you're going to have a good time.
So Gebhardt leads at the end of lap number 1. Dallaire second, Sullivan third, and Wyatt Grant now running in fourth. Antonio Vellotti, Chase Blakely, Cody Branson, J.R. Reyes, Noah Bindis, all within the mix here. Certainly would like to say something about it before this race is over. Good positioning for a lot of our favorites, as we mentioned. Dallaire, Gebhardt, Sullivan, Grant, guys that not only we expect to win races either in the 250 class or 450 class, but even Sully, who's been in the mix lately when it comes to a points picture for the 450 class, doesn't want to find himself in an LCQ. Here he is. He's third. Sweating bullets, or do you think he's feeling pretty good about his start here?
I think he feels good, but you just never feel comfortable because if he goes down right now, then he's back in 12th, 13th place, and that's like almost a death sentence right there. So he's going to be pushing and riding a fast pace because that's what he does, but I don't think he's going to be sending it. Just made a mistake right there. Case is up. Vellotti down behind him, but you're just kind of checking and being like, okay, breathe. Let's get it. Let's avoid that down rider. As I think that was Dylan Dallaire, who's, yes, he is dropping like a rock, and that allows Chase B into our final transfer position right behind him.
Oh, Sully.
Ooh, Sully.
Blakely and, Grant goes by. Will Blakely get by him too? He's going to try to triple single. He doesn't quite get it right here. Now Blakely's under attack from Cody Branson up here in the mix. Also, interesting of note, last week's winner, Bodie Parker, a crazy first-time winner, a little bit seemingly out of nowhere, is outside looking in. He is in 13th place right now. And also, Wyatt Grant just went down out of a transfer spot. So Wyatt Grant was firmly in, and now he's all the way back to 11th. That just shows how close these guys still are. Gebhardt opening up the gap out front, but there's plenty of battles throughout the field, and Branson, who moved into a transfer spot, might want to think twice about trying to make a pass on Chase Blakely. He's got some gap behind him.
Yeah, especially, Chase B setup is sick. Especially just because of where you're at in this class. Like, ooh, Chase B misses the triple somehow. Must have got a weird landing or exit of those whoops. But you just got to ride your own race and ride smooth. But I don't know what's happening. Dallaire up. No, who the hell is that? Caden Kepke?
Who was that? Oh, Dallaire.
It was Dallaire. So Dallaire.
And now Dallaire's going down. Or is he with Timmy Briscoe? And then, that's Blakely. That's Blakely down.
Chase B, and on the black bike, that was Vellotti again.
Well, Kepke's also down 2 in the sand right here. So T-Lane.
Kepke.
Where did T-Lane come from, man?
He was in 13th.
Dude, he was so far back there. He's already up to 8th now. Wyatt Grant's getting a second opportunity as Timmy Briscoe goes to the final transfer spot. 3 wide over the triple. Briscoe gets hit midair and somehow lands it. Vellotti cuts across, trying to make the pass. They both get passed by Noah Bindis, who goes into the final transfer spot. Oh, it's kicking off in this LCQ.
Yeah, Briscoe hit both bikes on the landing of that triple, but was able to go from going down off of one into getting stood up on the other. So just almost going down. Oh, as he gets into the back of him and goes down on him. Hey, as Vellotti is the one to stay on top. And Cody Branson. So Cody Branson's checked out. Vellotti's there. Wyatt Grant is here. And Briscoe. So the top 4. Wait, hold on. Timing just jumped like crazy.
Well, Wyatt Grant is right there. It's Sully, Gebhardt, Branson, Vellotti.
Okay, so the gap is not that big, though. The top 3 are checked out. They're 5 seconds clear. So it's this crazy battle. Vellotti, Grant, Briscoe laying all behind him. So here and everything that's going on behind him is what we're keeping an eye on. Unless one of the other guys goes down on their own, then we might see him flying back and someone gets gifted a spot. But, man, holy cow.
Yeah, and this is only going to get better from here because I feel like Vellotti...
T-Lang's coming.
Yeah, Velati is kind of holding, I don't want to say holding up the train, but he's at the front of a freight train that's definitely still cooking.
Oh!
Whoa, T-Lang exit stage left, ejectocito, cuz he's out of here right now. He comes back on the track, holding down the 8th spot, but he's going to get on behind Dallaire. Briscoe also went by. Oh, man, Wyatt Grant's thankful he didn't get caught up in that because he almost got teed up in the back.
Yeah.
And then Velati still holding strong in 4th, but I feel like Wyatt Grant's pushing up there. He's going to be there soon.
I was going to say, if I'm Velati, I'm thinking, oh, Branson down on the pink bike. I couldn't figure out the name. So Velati passed him.
And Briscoe was down going the other way, so Dallaire shoots by. Wyatt Grant's now in a transfer spot, and he's still trying to pass Velati as Gebhardt and Sully are going at it for the race lead, by the way, but the transfer spot battle's even better.
So Briscoe dropped all the way back to 11th. Yeah, I mean, who cares about the lead when you guys are both making it through? We got to see who's going to get their night made or broke right here. So, man, it's crazy because that the 3rd or 4th, they all separated. Then 3rd goes down. So now 3rd, 4th, and 5th are all in jeopardy. I think the thing with Velati is, too, he doesn't have that, like, raw pace. And all of these guys that are now behind him were once ahead of him. He knows they might be faster. They just made mistakes. So he's just going to feel like he's getting hunted down the rest of this race. But we're only half a lap away. So let's see what happens.
And we know Wyatt Grant has the speed. If he can keep it on 2 wheels, he should be okay in this position, but you just never know. We know Dallaire is going to send it. T-Lang's also going to send it. Dallaire getting Riley in the sand. T-Lang is going to launch out behind him. Wyatt Grant actually got this section pretty clean, went for the 3-3 option. Dallaire does get the 4-2, and he's closing up. Antonio Velati's just ahead of these guys. Wyatt Grant might want to think about focusing on him because Dylan Dallaire is going to put the heat on. Who makes it through? We got 2 corners to go.
Yeah, this is classic where it's like Grant doesn't need to pass him. He's in the transfer spot, but he doesn't want to have Dallaire breathing down his neck. So it's like go as fast as you can, try to get away. Dallaire
and he
gets
gets
into him.
And Wyatt Grant goes down. Dallaire goes down, and T-Lang just gets it out of nowhere to hold into the 4th position. Sully with the win, Gebhardt 2nd, Velati 3rd, and T-Lang, Merry Christmas, go buy a lottery ticket. He's going to the main in Daytona.
He was 13th at the end of lap 1. I pointed out his name saying like he's screwed. There's a championship winner that's screwed that far back. These LCQs, man, this is why we come to Daytona. This is why we like this racetrack, how gnarly it gets. It's not the strip clubs. It's not the fireworks. It's not Bike Week. It is MX Simulator 450 LCQs, baby. And the
so
strip
good.
clubs. That was sick.
Oh, it's so good out there, man. That's absolutely insane.
Someone tell freaking Levi that there's a new kitchen in town, but that kitchen is Deegan. But I'm the new chef in town, and I'm cooking on the mic.
Yeah, you are.
That says Donovan.
That was heat. That was heat indeed. All right, I'm going to try to get this TSCZ Productions kit downloaded in time. We'll see how freaking long it takes. Oh, no, it's downloading pretty quick, so we might be on to something here. But then I'm going to have to leave the server and come back, so thanks a lot, guys. We'll try to do it for the 450 main. But 250 main coming up here at Daytona. And
that was crazy.
That was crazy.
They heard I was back, and they're like, hold on. They started, we're going to throw in a little bit of this. Chefing it up.
Oh, my goodness. I cannot believe T-Lang made it. After all that chaos, he went off the track. He got back on. He waited for all the chaos to ensue in front of him. It did again. Wyatt Grant, by the way, he got taken out by Dylan Dallaire. I think he rage quit before his bike even stopped rolling. So he was probably just a few seconds out of a transfer spot when he just quit.
I kind of respect that.
I do. Yeah, I would have been mad too.
Oh, I have something for you.
You got something for me?
Oh, yeah.
What do we got?
I got to redo my Twitch Prime.
This guy.
You can only do it. It's hard on the computer, but I tried to do it last week, but it was like 2 days away, so I didn't get to do it. We're cooking. It's so dumb that you have like a super popular app, but you can't do Twitch Prime, so you have to go to the actual website and log in that way.
I also love that you have had barely half a beer and people think you're drunk.
So they thought I was hammered last time. Someone said, "Oh, I'm surprised you remembered it." And I think I had 2 beers, maybe 3 last time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so happy to be back, you know? It's just
Chef uses Prime sub to ask when is the St. Jude round. Let me double check because it might be in my email. I saw you ask this question, and to be honest, I do not remember either, but I'm pretty sure it's in my email. So let me double check. Not that.
Dude, was it because we had a little bit of dead air right there. One of the most recent podcasts, I think it was last week's Pull Up MX show with Lewis, Steve just kept getting distracted and was sitting like dead air for like 45 seconds. And he's like, what are you doing tonight? You're off tonight. That was one of the times that Big Lou made me
Big Lou
cackle.
All right, that's not it. Let's see. This?
I think I did it. Did I do it?
No, that's not it either.
Share. Subbed.
I have all the freaking messaging for St. Jude, but I don't have what race it is. I swear this has been posted somewhere though.
We should do a donation train.
Wait. St. Louis.
Right now.
St. Jude Love Moto Stop Cancer Race. It's an East-West Showdown, St. Louis. There you go. Congratulations, Luke Chef. I just looked through my whole email for that.
Did it show I subscribed?
No. No, it did not. Sad.
This freaking house is a prison.
Stop.
Oh, there we go.
Hey,
we're
Woods
back.
Subbing up with his prime sub. He's back.
It's just free money.
7th month. It is free money because seriously, like,
I was giving it to this really hot female streamer that's like a DJ, and I was like, I just gotta give it to my boy.
do I need to get my boobs out? Is that what you're trying to say?
I wish you would. Moobs.
All right. Here we go. It is time for round 2 of 250 East, and it's coming at you from the World Center of Racing, Daytona. Oh, man. Tharp looked good. Chelsea looked maybe even better in his heat race, or will somebody else step up to the plate and win the Daytona Supercross in the 250 class? 30 card is up. 30 card is sideways. Here we go from Daytona. Let's drop the gate. Oh, where's that start coming from? Looks like one of the Hondas got there first. Tharp up the inside, gets the hole shot, but Chelsea's right with him. Braden Tharp, Stats Guy Hole Shot Award. Chelsea, who won his heat races in second. Gummison, Hunt, Moore inside of the top 5. Does Chelsea go with Tharp, or does he just go for the race lead early? Look at this down the inside, Ryan Chelsea. Does he go for it?
Inside, those routes aren't developed, though, so wasn't able to push it as much as he was able to. This is going to be, this is what we want to see all night. They were in separate heat races. We didn't get to see them matched up against each other. Tharp had a way bigger lead in his heat race, but now it's mano-a-mano early on. Let's see what happens here, Kellen. They are looking pretty evenly matched just for this first lap around.
I'm surprised, actually, that Chelsea follows him into the inside rut there, but they're both going inside to out in the early stages of this race. So Tharp picks up right where he left off last week with his win at Arlington to kick off 250 East. He leads lap number 1 here at Daytona. It's Tharp, Chelsea, Hunt, Gummison, Nerona, the top 5. Spies, who was on the box last week as well, is in 6th. So some of the players that we expect to be here at the front are at the front at the first lap of the race. They're all chasing the 250 West champion, Braden Tharp, though. Can he get away from the race lead?
Yeah, I don't want to say this. I really don't want to. But I don't know if East Coast is as deep as West from what I've seen. Looking at names, I feel like it should be. But I don't know if I've seen enough yet tonight. I didn't see last week.
Well, it doesn't help the depth when someone of Tharp's ability is in here, because he possesses the raw speed that maybe some of the field in this class doesn't. If he was in here, it would feel really deep.
Yeah, I think but Chelsea, can pretty much match him. I just maybe looking at Spieth and Hunt. They're all right there. Everyone's there. Maybe Nygren's further back from where I expect him, and Rogers, bad start. But I expected this to be like a 6-rider battle and not know who it is. And these two look like the class of the field. But if Tharp just keeps pulling away, then it's going to be good. But look, they're at the exact same spot they were last lap around. I like him following, though, too. Kellen, you said you didn't like it. It's early on in the race, and those ruts aren't really built up as the track deforms on those outsides. So I think just keeping it close, follow in an easy section, and then stay away from the rest. One mistake, and Tharp's going to be losing 10 seconds.
Well, these two are absolutely dropping the rest of the field. Spieth is now up into 3rd, about 6 seconds back behind these guys. He's dealing with some heat, too. Jared Gummison right there as well. So they're having a nice little battle over 3rd place, and then the freight train of riders coming through. But meanwhile, up front, Tharp gets a better run in the whoops. That might be the difference maker on this track, because it feels like when you go back to their heat race, both of them really put together 2 almost perfect heat races. Got out front early, pulled away, big gaps, and just were able to run their laps. But we didn't see them in traffic or dealing with the whoops on a consistent basis. And Tharp so far has the upper hand. But I wonder if Chelsea's able to go to the drawing board here quickly and figure something out. Because if he can start figuring out a better line through there, I think he could gain a lot of time.
Yeah, it's weird at this point in the night because it depends on how much they're kind of playing or breaking down the track. Or, maybe they're just taking a break. Like a lot of times I would do a race and I'm like, please let me qualify through the heat so I can go eat dinner, because it was always like dinner time on the West Coast and I didn't get to just play between the LCQs. But if you're on the East Coast, it's late at night and you can just kind of sit and practice. Like whatever your schedule is, if he hasn't figured it out by the start of the main event, unless he gets someone in his ear and he's tried it before, it's going to be really hard to discover something new for him.
Yeah, so Tharp, as it shows on screen, out to a 6-point lead if it were to finish this way. At least Chelsea and Spieth have literally matched him. Second for 2 weeks in a row as they run, and Spieth in third, kind of seeming like they are the class of the field. Although Cooper Hunt, no slouch in his own right, was top 10 in the 450 standings earlier this year, elected to drop down for East. And how about Ben Nerona, a guy who won Tampa last year in 250 East and has had some hit and miss with top performances versus some mediocre performances, but he's number 16 for a reason. He got a low 2-digit number from a stellar season in 2025. He also could factor in, and he's going to get by Cooper Hunt because Hunt just jumped off the track.
Yeah, Hunt just got super sketchy through the whoops, some gnarly head shake and exit stage right, but he was close enough to the end of it where he can just kind of get back on the gas very quickly. And so he wasn't able to gain as much time as we kind of thought was going to be there. But yeah, it's weird how kind of spread out this class has been a little bit. I mean, back here we do got some battles, but Cooper Hunt is all. I was just gonna make a comment, dude. You got to get back on the track, and then he died trying to. So it happens. Oh, Cody Wells almost went over the bars, taking a weirdly different line there.
Yep, Timor also went by. Timor's dealing with Bollinger here. They're trying to pass one another for 6th place. How about Landon Walters? He was in the LCQ, and right now he's holding on to a top 5 position. That is a really good ride right now for the 91. We'll see if he's able to stay in this position. Bollinger, Moore, Wells, they're all trying to get up there and make something happen. Nerona just in front of him. Again, it seems like pretty obvious to me that the front 3 are in a league of their own, maybe even the top 2 in a league of their own, and then Spieth just to knock off that level. But these guys are absolutely gone at the front of the field. 16 seconds between the lead to 4th. And Chelsea! Legs off in the whoops, just
Spieth is gonna
the
get
jump
it.
line, yeah. Very odd crash in the whoops.
I love that. He was having a hard time blitzing, and it pointed him right, and he just kind of pinned it and just was like, I'm just going to go straight and shoot off the track now that I'm not pointed at him. Yeah, I mean, jump lines are hard. I think it's cool because they are really hard in sim. It's funny because in real life, it's blitzing that's kind of hard, and then jump lines are easy. And it's just so not a thing that these guys do. The tracks normally aren't built for you to be able to do them. Even if it's kind of has potential, it's just never smooth or fast enough. So you just don't do it, no matter if you're going to die all the time. But it's crazy that Chelsea makes such a big mistake on that. Look at him now. He's flustered. He's pushing. Yep. You could see he was just accelerating way too much into that rut because in his mind, it's go, 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 get back up. I got to get back to the lead. But I think you can also tell in his riding maybe how twitchy his front is, or just maybe decisions he's making right now, line choice, where he's putting his front wheel, that he's flustered a little bit.
Well, what's crazy is that we've already almost made it to the halfway point of this race. It's going by quick because the lap times are so long. It feels like we've only done a few laps. I mean, shoot, we've only done 5 laps of the race so far, and we're almost at the halfway point of this main event. So Chelsea and Spieth trying to settle it down. Tharp actually just made a small mistake out front and lost some time, so it's down to about 7 seconds between them. But yeah, this is a bit of a clinic by these front 3 being put on. Let's go back and take a look at Ben Nerona getting sideways because Landon Walters is closing it down on him. And I don't know where this ride has come from out of Landon Walters on the 91, but he's riding inspired. He's going at it in the whoops, and he's trying to run down Ben Nerona for 4th place.
I think, did you ever go through a lot of LCQs, or do you feel like you were kind of comfortable getting in through heats? Or
it was heats or
semis?
bust. I mean, I'm pretty sure that iMoto brought this stat up a couple weeks ago for me, but I think I ended up in, what he said, 16 LCQs in my career, and I only made it out of 4 of them total between 250 and 450. So I don't
That's
know,
25% that
4
you're
for
finishing
16
top 4.
conversion rate. I was a guy with a low 2-digit. I had number 17 at one point, man.
Yeah, I was 18. It wasn't very good. I want Lane. I want some career stats for me. That sounds like something I need. LCQs, and I think I was a semi guy. I knew I couldn't make it out the heat, and when we had semifinals, I was like, oh, there's 5 more spots.
I won some semis, yeah, so I feel that, yeah.
I was always really bad. I mean, A would fade was a thing. I would whole shot, I'd get good starts, and I'd throw it away. I wouldn't qualify. I'd lead it in like till the last lap, and I'd lose it. But I think where Landon Walters is he made it through so easy, or he made it through the LCQ, and he has no expectations. So when you go out there and you're like, maybe he got the last gate pick, but maybe it was far inside or far outside, and he snuck up to a good start. And then you're like, I shouldn't really be here. So you're just kind of riding on a high. Yeah. You don't have nerves. You don't have expectations. And you just kind of cruise. That's not Nerona, was it?
It is. Nerona just made a mistake in front of him. So
not past him, but closing up on Nerona. But yeah, he's got no expectations. So it's like, hell yeah, go out there and ride. Like, maybe he's never finished in the top 15 before, and then you just kind of go and your mind blanks and you just cruise. Autopilot.
This is a good battle starting to brew. I was waiting for Walters to get there, and it seemed like maybe we were losing touch with that. But now he's all over Nerona again. And this is a battle for 4th place on the track, so they're having at it. Meanwhile, only 5 seconds between our leaders, Tharp and Spieth. Spieth is running some pretty competitive lap times. 1:26.898 last time by. Actually chewed in about half second to the lead of Braden Tharp. And that's something to watch as we get in the closing stages of this race, because another thing that Tharp is going to deal with right at the end of this race is lap traffic. I mean, he has not hit any just yet, but he's going to at some point. I mean, how far away are we? He's about maybe 15 seconds before he's to the back of the field. And when he gets there, you never know what happens, man. They could cause some havoc in front of him.
Yeah, that's the thing, too, on a track like this where it's causing the top guys problems. Obviously not them, but maybe mid-pack. But when you're lapping people, it used to be me a lot. They're the worst people on the track. They're the guys who are going down consistently, who keep crashing in the whoops or keep falling in the rhythm section. So almost every time you pass someone, you start to see a lapper, you need to expect them to go down in the time you can see them, to by the time you're going to get to them on a really difficult track like this. I always kind of thought that on like really gnarly nationals and stuff. You're like, hey, I'm lapping someone, watch out for the crash, and you're not really just expecting them to hold their line. You're expecting something catastrophic. But I do want to point out lap times. Kind of was looking at names, right? Jake Spieth was one who's in second. Braden Tharp, who's in first. Chelsea in third. Those were the big names that you're looking for title guys and people to fight off. Their best laps are 2 seconds faster than anyone in this class. Yeah, it's a long, difficult track, but they are the class of the field and the top guys. At least tonight, Daytona is a weird one, but when the lap time in a main event is that far separated, that's how you know it's just, it's such a big drop-off to the rest of the guys. And you can see it in live timing on the left of your screen. Ryan Chelsea had a mistake and fall, so he's 13 seconds back off the lead, but then it's another 11 seconds to Nerona, so these guys are going to be the ones we're looking for to battle week in and week out. So they got to try to stay top 3 and pray for a big mistake from Tharp.
Wow, new fastest lap of the race out of Jake Spieth, a 1:26.171. And he's got this thing down to 3 seconds. There's 3.5 minutes plus a lap left to go in this race. And I feel like maybe the pressure's starting to come down a little bit on our race leader, Braden Tharp. It's not too... Oh, and he's down! As I say that, he is off the track to the right side before the triple, and Jake Spieth goes to the race lead.
You need to go to like a sidekick or something. Your commentator's curses are just on
it's out of hand.
Point tonight. Jake Spieth to the lead, Braden Tharp. And I mean, hey, look at these guys. These are... Did Spieth get third last week?
Yes.
Okay, so these guys are going to shuffle. So if it ends how it is, I mean, you've got... I can't do math. Everyone's going to be so close. Man. This is how it needs to be, though. Well, I was going to say it's almost an exact flip-flop. If it went, if Chelsea somehow gets Braden Tharp, then it's going to be a flip-flop, and we should have a 3-way tie for points.
Right now, it is Tharp up by 2 points over Spieth. And actually, no, Tharp and Spieth, if Tharp loses a position, Tharp and Spieth would be up 1 on Chelsea, because it is...
The 2-2 and the 1-3s.
Exactly, yeah. Okay. But, I mean, there's a chance. You're telling me there's a chance at least that could happen, and Spieth is on his way maybe to winning his second career 250 main event with the way that it's looking right now. 6.9 seconds gap back to Braden Tharp. And then Chelsea's still hanging tough. Like you said, he's running very competitive lap times, hanging close, 130.2 last time by, 37.2 out of Tharp. And Walters has gotten into second and taken off, man. Nerona just has to be wondering where the heck does this number 91 come from? And even Dylan Bollinger up into the top 5 for Twizy, making it look good without team boss Cade Matherly here tonight.
Yeah, I think, great ride for Bollinger here tonight. I mean, top 5, holding it down on a track like this is crazy. I wanted to go back again, too. I think it's so cool that we were here thinking, Tharp's got the red plate. He might run away. And it's like the fact that we could have a 3-way tie leaving this round is cool. And this is such an outlier track. It'll be exciting to see. I think this East Coast, well, maybe not as many possible race winners. I think it's enough for these guys to stay consistent. Hopefully, we need to have more close championships in Sim. We don't get it too often. Yeah, Bollinger riding great right here, looking good on this track. I haven't seen him make too many mistakes as we've been on board with him for about half a lap here, just kind of cruising around. And yeah, a couple names behind him too that are only 3 or 6 seconds off, Nerona and Cooper Hunt on those Suzukis, but they haven't been the most consistent on this track here tonight.
Yeah, and I feel like what we're seeing, just watching Bollinger, watching some of these other guys, Walters having a great race, starts pretty critical here tonight, and I wonder how much that's going to affect the 450 race here coming up in just a minute as Spieth makes a bit of a mistake in cases right there. But the lap, as critical or as challenging, I should say, as a lap around Daytona is, there's not a lot of separation. So as long as you stay on 2 wheels, you're kind of doing all the same laps right now for the most part. And it's tough to gain time. We saw Spieth was doing it on Tharp. Now Tharp's doing it on Spieth, but it's tough, man. It's just clawing back milliseconds, it seems like, around the lap.
Yeah, it's hard to gain time, find time, and you're not going to push your qualifying pace most likely. But I do think maybe the track breaking down and okay, this rut's got more of a wall. Now I can hit it 1 gear faster, maybe in the sand, push that little bit where they're not. I think that's where you find the time. Or jumping some braking bumps into here. Okay, I'm jumping deeper to avoid those bumps as we watch on board with Braden Tharp. If he has a slightly better line right here up into this corner, Lapper! He gets into him. He's going to lose that time that he was gaining on Jake Spieth. And Chelsea's way back, so he's a non-factor right now. So it really is just this battle. Bummer for us that we had to see him go down.
Yeah, white flag coming out, and it seemed like Tharp was getting the momentum rolling to close down on Jake Spieth, but as mentioned, man, the lappers can always just wreak a little bit of havoc when you least expect it. And now the white flag is in the air. Jake Spieth coming out of nowhere a little bit here tonight. He was good in qualifying. We saw the podium last week, but it really seemed like we were going to see a Chelsea versus Tharp showdown. We had it at the beginning of this race, and Spieth just clicked off laps behind these guys, got himself into a position where he could win the Daytona Supercross. He's got a lap to go. It's not over yet, but he's absolutely throwing down out front, A-Wood.
Yeah, that was, I think, one of those whips that it kind of slides a little too much, because I don't think you want to do that while leading a race. That was absolutely disgusting. But looking good. I mean, he got a little bit gift from that lapper down to 2.7 seconds, but maybe he's pulled it down a little bit. It had gone up to 4 at the time of that lapper, and that's been the worst corner, though, not just for lappers but for these guys when they've been battling in their races. It's just so hard, that off-camber corner with whoops going up into it. So hopefully we got a third of a lap left. Jake Spieth, you see Braden Tharp or right behind him with that red plate, getting close. Let's see if he can keep it clean. Big mistake.
And Tharp ripped that inside rut, maybe a little bit too much, so it kind of corralled him back the other way. So now Spieth is trying to hold on for 2 more straightaways. Lappers could come into play. Howard Cutt's going to affect this race as well.
He went down.
Tharp did go down, yes, and he's off the bike, so that will do it. Here it is. Daytona Supercross in the 250 class goes to Jake Spieth as he gets his first win of 2026. Claws back some points in this championship, and Tharp, who was trying to stay perfect early in this championship, can end up second, goes for the triple backflip, but he's going to hit the wall right there. And yes, second career main event win for Jake Spieth. Ryan Chelsea completes the podium sweep for the second week in a row for the same trio. He's going to be right in the mix for this points battle as well. And hey, Ben Nerona and Cooper Hunt did get back around, so the district teammates going to make up the 4 or 5 positions here, got back around Landon Walters. But yeah, they're doing a pretty good job of salvaging some points here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that was awesome for those guys. I like it when we see kind of a consistent group kind of separate themselves and then be there, because if we had one of these guys, any of the guys who finished top 5 last week, if they're just dropping back, finishing, look at that dirty wheels, looks so good. If you finish 15th right here, it's like, okay, well, we lost a guy, you know, and then you do that over the course of the first 4 rounds as Nygren comes around top 10. Gummison loses a spot or 2 to Will Now, and 3 to Rogers, 4 Hunter Ash. Who else is coming? 4 spots because you fall on the last jump of the race.
Brutal.
Absolutely brutal to go from 11th, almost a top 10, to now a measly 15th. Frank Jackson got 5th last week. He's only going to come around 17th this week. He's a 4th place guy normally. Vivian Bears going to come around 18th place on his Sark. Ryan Rich in 19th on the Moo Moo Productions machine. Number 100.
Oh, that was
cool too.
And
Ness, 20 got
Tommy
lapped.
Liberta lost and die out or lap down on this one. I was going to say, you know what made me always feel good about Daytona A-Wood was that it was really hard to get lapped. I still found a way to get lapped, I think, in like 2 of the 4 main events I made at Daytona, but it was...
I think I probably got lapped every time.
Gave you a little bit of like a confidence boost that you could get away with not getting lapped there at Daytona. Made me feel good about myself.
See, I used to think that though, and I think the only year I didn't get, like I wasn't consistently getting lapped in outdoors was when I won a race, you know, got a good national number. When my national numbers were like 18 and 30, that was when I wasn't getting lapped. But other than that, like every other national, it's like 2-minute lap times. You shouldn't be getting lapped. Yeah, got lapped a lot, but also started racing some freaks that would, yeah. You know,
by the way,
never crash.
We do have stats in chat for A-Wood. I don't know if this is total or maybe 450 only, but 28 made mains from heats or semis. You were
me?
Yeah.
Oh, I never raced 250s really, so
okay. Well,
probably all 450s.
28 made out of the heat or semi, 15 made from the LCQs, but you missed 41 main events that you tried for, is what it says.
So I made 28 mains and 15 were from LCQs?
No, it says 28 from heat or semi.
Okay.
So, and it's a total 450s and 250s. So you made...
Yeah, I raced like
you
one
made
season.
43 mains and you missed 41. So
Okay.
you made about a little bit more than half the races.
There
you
we
ever
go.
tried for. Yeah, it's
And
not
I
bad.
stuck around for
think
way
that's
too
more
long.
Than me. I think that's more than me, to be fair.
Yeah, I stuck around for too long. Well, you started doing streaming too, and I remember I would race and then I'd hop in a call with you guys. Like I would race outdoors that one year, and then I'd give up halfway through the moto. Like once I got lapped, and I get on the call with you, and then commentate the rest of the race from the sideline. That's pretty good. I need to find those. Hey, send those to me.
Yeah, so East Point.
That was on Twitch?
Sorry, what?
Was that on Twitch?
Yeah, that was on
Okay,
Twitch.
so-
iMoto coming in with
Thank you, Lane.
coming with the stats. East Points after 2 rounds. Tharp would be sitting on 47, Spieth on 45, and Ryan Chowsey would be on 42. So 5 points separate the top 3 after those first 2 rounds of the championship. Good on them. Start off the season with 2 good rounds in a row. Sets you up well for a championship run here in MX Simulator.
Let's go, Braden Carter.
450 main time. It's going to get good here at Daytona.
Daytona.
Who is going to dethrone Seth Carr, the outdoor champ, current points leader? It seems like Daytona should be his backyard, but he hasn't won on a 450 here yet. He's only raced it once. But does anybody else stop the bleeding from the 6?
I think that probably not. You know, like when 250 West would come on my TV, that was when I would like, oh, I'm going to go get a snack. Hey, yo. Tegan was just coming all over the place. But every time the 250 main events would start, like we'd watch the start and then I'd just get up and like go do something. Like I'd rather do laundry or fold clothes or cook, like anything. Because it's so boring because Deegan would just whole shot win. It's kind of where we may be getting here soon with some of this domination that we're getting from Seth Kaw. I didn't win last week and like wasn't even close, but still.
Sorry it's taking me so long to load in, fellas. I think
8K skins, you
losers.
losers.
It's just a ton of stuff up in here. Jake Spieth subbing up with his he wasn't even using pipe. He's just subbing up on Twitch for his 9-month in a row or 2-month streak, 9 months total. Shout out Tona is what he wrote in the chat. So shout out Tona, I guess. Way to go, Daytona. Looking good. But thank you so much for the support. Hey, thanks everyone for tuning in here tonight. Again, by the way, this has been awesome. The viewership numbers have been off the chart. Over 500 of y'all watching live on YouTube here for round number 8 of Underground RC Supercross. Daytona main event coming up.
Who do you think you got? Who do you think's got it?
I mean, it's tough. It's
Carr?
so tough to bet against Seth Carr, especially on a track like this. But I don't know. I'm low-key feeling something saucy maybe from Seth Shirley tonight. I think maybe he mixes it up finally.
Okay, let's bet whole shot.
Whole shot. Good question. Well, there's no Hubbard.
That's just a cheat code.
Isaiah Dickerson looked good in his heat. Alec Horn got off the gate well.
That's true. It's got to be someone.
I'm going to go Caleb Hall. Whole shots.
I'm going to go. I like Dickerson.
Hey, shout out Cody Wells 239 as well. 10 months of sub and 5 month streak. He says, go Kellen. Thank you so much for the support. You guys are the best. The support has been insane for 2026 season, and we hope to keep the ball rolling into the second half. This is almost the halfway point. Next week at Indy is the halfway point of this championship. We're almost there. Almost into the second half of the season. And as they say, the series starts at Daytona. This is where you could really gain a lot of points. You could lose a lot of points here tonight as well.
So Seth Carr DNF.
But only one person can win the Daytona Supercross. It's the crown jewel to win, and it's time to go racing at the World Center of Racing. Let's go! Ooh, Seabolt got there. It's a Horn up the inside, I think, on the Nexus Yamaha. Oh, he gets hit. Stats guy whole shot of Alec Horn comes out with the early lead. It's Seabolt second, Carr off to the gate well in third, and it looks like a host of other guys got bad starts in the background. Carter, I think, maybe went down, but Seabolt, who just missed the main event win last week, right up there with Alec Horn in the race lead.
Yeah, Seabolt strong last week and strong all day today, at least through his starts. He's going to the second rut here. Alec Horn inside, able to hold on to it. They all follow each other to the inside, protecting early on in this race. Very smart. Also, Horn's name was right above Dickerson on the timing, and I was going back and forth between the two of them. But it's, alas, I'm wrong again. Alec Horn leading us around. First lap here at Daytona, 450 main event 2026. Let's see if he can keep it on two wheels. There's a whole host of Suzukis coming up behind him.
And just like as always, another patented horrible start for Braden Carter. And well, Alec Horn goes for a bit of a ride, and Jeremy Seabolt should take the race lead right here. Horn fights back and shuts the door to hold on. Doesn't want to let the 10 get away.
Yeah, that was a ballsy pass. Honestly, I think it was a brain fart or something. He dropped his front, then they hit, but they both stayed up in the whoops. So now Seabolt is leading Horn with Seth Carr right behind him. Seth Carr alternate line, and Colby Eagland up there as well. So District and Nexus guys all battling up here, but those District Suzukis are looking like a swarm of bees right now with
you just won't let them have it.
Color gear. What?
They're Yamahas.
They're yellow.
It's a retro.
Oh my!
Retro Yamaha.
I thought they changed teams. I don't know, dude. They changed so much. We got Ashikas and stuff.
This whole time.
No,
oh my gosh, that's
yellow.
funny. All right, so Seabolt takes over the race lead. Horn to second. Eagland up the inside gets his teammate for third. All right, how about Colby Eagland? Signs of life from the defending champion. Nowhere to be seen. Still doesn't have a race win this season. Finally gets around his teammate. Could he set sail and win this one here at Daytona? This could be a bit of a sneaky win, even though he's the champ.
Yeah, I'm mad. I'm so
Joking the whole time.
No, they're yellow bikes.
Oh
Yellow
gosh.
Yamahas are stupid. I do think they look cool, but dumb.
Dooley's for the race lead, and Horn's getting him back.
Dooley's. They almost was on his head. Oh!
And Horn and Seabolt landed that. Oh, no,
Look
it's
at
a
this.
district commercial out front as
Holy
Eagland goes
buzz,
to the
buzz.
race lead. And look at, Seabolt gets going in the 2-spot. Carr right there in third. Look at the district Yammies out front, baby, hopping the whoops. And look at this side by side. Oh, Dooley's! As Carr tries to whip in his face, and Seabolt wants none of it. Outside in, trying to triple double back to the inside, but Carr gets by. Eagland's leading this race, by the way, and we're off and running here. Look at these guys 3 minutes in.
Just a pack of yellow Hornets freaking just straight battling and ruining Alec Horn's day up early on in this race. And these guys just trying to kind of cruise away together. Well, Eaglin, though, really bad ride last week. Wasn't in the best of spots where he wants to be, so lost a lot of valuable championship points, but he's up front now, and he has the confidence to win every time he can. I'm assuming he had some bad starts and bad luck last week, because he's normally kind of the rider I say is the smoothest. So we'll see how long he can fend off Seth Carr. Seth Carr doesn't really need a win, though, because second in the championship plate is in dead last. Braden Carter, 22nd place, Kellen. 32 seconds down.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on with Carter off the starts this year, but it's been brutal, and it's killing his championship hopes, and it's probably putting a nail in the coffin in them tonight, because he still has not made a single pass in 4 minutes, 31 seconds down. Not a good look. And in fact, the way it runs right now, Eaglin would hop back by him in points. They would both be almost, well, Eaglin would be 39 points down, everybody 40 on back of Carr. So tough race so far for Carter. We'll see if he can make it forward, but this is absolutely the best version of Colby Eaglin we've seen all season long. If only this was happening early in the season, he wouldn't be that far down in points, because he's looking pretty solid out front.
Yeah, he looks good. I mean, it sucks because it feels like he was always my model of consistency and just kind of smooth riding. Maybe doesn't have the pace. Like, that's what I've always said about Colby Eaglin. And then he found pace and he won a championship. And then it's like just having those one or two bad races, you can figure out the speed to get it, but you can't lose what won you a championship, and that's just being able to finish up there. So when you finish one race outside the top 10, it's just going to kill you and ruin your season with how good the other guys in this class are. So it kind of sucks watching this race and knowing that he's 40 points down in the championship, you know?
Yeah. Don't look now, though. Seth Shirley and Tyler Lang are still sitting third and fourth, and we know Shirley was pretty good in his heat race. Tyler Lang is a former winner of the Daytona Supercross, even though he barely made it in the main event tonight, fourth in the LCQ. He knows how to get around this racetrack, and he could be a factor, especially if Eaglin and Carr get to battling it out front and slow each other down. That's only going to play into the hands of those JIBR.co Kawasaki's in the background. So they're starting to line up. They're bringing teammate Luke Sullivan with them. This is a district versus JIBR battle. Oh, and Carr goes to the race lead. Eaglin missed the end of the whoops, and Seth Carr takes over the front.
Yeah, and these guys behind him running pretty good lap times. But yeah, a lot of district, a lot of JIBR going on now. It's kind of crazy what's happening on the racetrack right now. With Seth Carr to the lead, I feel like that just gives him so much confidence. And I mean, I don't know if he's been looking like this the whole time, but the way he just railed that sand, it looks like he just gets a confidence when he's in first. He's like, okay, time to go. And then just starts kind of laying the hammer down. So we'll have to see how long Colby Eaglin can kind of keep it close here, because if Seth Carr starts dropping maybe half a second plus faster lap time than Eaglin, I think this one might be Jover.
Well, let's see if he can settle down out front. It's easier said than done, and this track has reached out and bite some people. There it is, a little mistake. And could this be a pass back, actually, for Eaglin? He's going to land off this double cleanly. Not able to get there just yet. Outside line for Carr. He's in the Davalos bales, and he's hung up a little bit. He's backwards. I got to watch out because Shirley and Lang are coming by. He's going to lose 2 positions and fall back to fourth. What an uncharacteristic mistake from our championship leader.
Yeah, those lobster time bales reached out and clawed him and just pulled him back there. Seth Carr, though, 7 seconds back as he goes over the finish. So not out of it for the race win.
Oh, that's bad.
That was really bad. I kind of saw him kind of drag his foot peg up the lip and just got a weird kick and didn't have the drive. He could have brought it back if he had a little bit more distance there. So now he's fallen back into the clutches of Schiabro and Heilman here. So he's got to try to get back on his horse. But I mean, race win, anything can happen. This track is insane, and so is Seth Carr's speed. But I think you have to respect the Daytona racetrack.
Doolies, and they were fat, dude. Look at freaking Schiabro getting upside down. Who calls him Squid Bro? He absolutely lays it out there for the fans. Oh, inside move there, trying to get up the inside of Seth Carr. Not able to make it happen just yet. Meanwhile, battle for second place is heating up. Battle for fourth is heating up too. Seabolt under attack from Luke Sullivan. They're going at it. T-Lang is working on Seth Shirley. There's so many different things happening on the track that it's a bit tough to follow, but right now we've got a beautiful race lined up for not only this race win, but maybe even a first-time winner this season, because everybody up here in the top 5 has yet to win a race this season, which is insane. Look at the talent that is up here at the front of the field.
That's crazy because you named like 3 different champions and race winners for years and years and years. And just to think that we're on round 8 and nobody's got one is kind of insane. But we had Seth Carr, and then Buddy Parker out of nowhere. So cool to see these guys now. The Cowies riding alongside each other, Shirley and T-Lang.
T-Lang's going to try to get second from his teammate.
Oh!
Wow, how did he get stopped for the corner?
He got unsettled when he landed on that braking bump. Shirley outside blitzing, T-Lang inside jumping, side by side. Dualies! Side by side.
Lang up the inside is going to get that pass done and double out. So he's back into the 2 spot. This is by far the best of T-Lang we've seen all year as well. The Daytona Warrior is showing up here on the 5. Meanwhile, they're still all chasing the one of Eagland, who has been nowhere to be seen for a race win this year. And this could get really good for all these guys. Carr, by the way, has gotten back around Luke Sullivan, but Sully is still right there. Carr trying to go to work on his teammate Jeremy Seabolt up the road. Braden Carter up to 14th for those keeping tabs on the championship fight. 5th versus 14th for our 2 front runners in this title fight right now. But Carr, looks like this is about the stage of the race where he starts winding it up and gets going.
Yeah, I think he's kind of getting settled in. The ruts are getting broken in a little bit. Just kind of looking at where we're at timing here. I mean, Seabolt's in a dangerous spot, but the other guys are 6 seconds ahead of this group, Kellen. So I don't know. Like, we are almost halfway in, and besides big mistakes, it feels like nobody's able to go a second faster on this track because that's where the mistake come from. And I think that's why we see Carr in the position that he's in, is he pushed a little bit too hard and he ended up making mistakes for himself. So I don't think, without the other guys going in front of him or down, I don't see Carr getting a top 3 tonight on the podium without anyone else in the top 3 going down, I guess. I don't think his raw speed can get there.
Here we go. Carr's going to get by him to the outside and just makes a smooth pass. Now he's 5 seconds back of T-Lang. As you said, though, a lot of work to do to just even gain that time up, let alone make a pass. Shirley has gotten back by into the 2 spot. Those guys fighting with each other has really allowed Colby Eagland to sneak away at the halfway point of this race. And Lappers jumping out of the way there. Nicely done by, I think that's Jax Lindsay on the 42, letting him go. But this is Colby Eagland's MO. If you haven't been with us before watching the Pro Supercross Series and you're wondering how Colby Eagland wrapped up the championship last year, this was it, man. Consistency kills. He would get good starts and basically just do the same lap for 20 minutes and either come out with a race win or at least a podium to get a lot of valuable points. Hasn't been the same story this year, but this seems exactly like what we saw out of Colby Eagland in the past seasons.
Yeah, I mean, he would take the wins when he was given them, but it was always maybe, even if it wasn't even good starts, top 5, top 10 starts, but just consistent lap times. Didn't have to be the fastest guy on the track. He'd end up on the podium, second place a lot. It's one of those things like Hunter Lawrence this year. It would be interesting to see, too, how many times Colby Eagland has just got, like, second in his career. You know, just like, he's just kind of always there. And I'm glad it worked out. It's awesome to see a number 1 on his bike. And I've always just been a fan of his riding style because it has never been flashy when you're going up against Braden Carter, Seth Carr, Gebhardt, Payson Johnson. These guys that he's raced against for years were just hot lap machines. Just, I'm going to be the fastest guy ever. And Colby Eagland never was that. And you'd see Sullivan and Lang and these guys kind of show up in between, close to Eagland's kind of style, but they were never balls to the wall speed. And hey, he finally prevailed last year and might prevail tonight as we got 8 minutes left in this race plus a lap, and Colby Eagland's got a comfortable 7-second lead over the JIBR boys in second and third.
I'll tell you what, he still needs to actually make the pass, but I don't know that we can write Seth Carr off from winning this race still with the pace that he's running. 24.3, 24.2 before that. He's the only guy sub 25 in the 25 or sub right now. 26.3 last time by for Eagland, 26 flat for Shirley, and Seth Carr's just ripping off 24s like it's nobody's business, but he gets into the back of T-Lang. T-Lang goes down, and Seth Carr stays up. Seabolt is going to go back by into a podium position, but Carr, that's going to be probably enough time lost right there. Wait a minute. Change for the lead up front. Eagland has tossed it away, and Shirley's taken over. Where did that come from? And watch Eagland. He's going to triple-double back by to try to get into the race lead, and he's got it.
I mean, look at Shirley's line right there. He had to be down with him, right? If he was taking that line. Oh, Shirley. Oh my God, legs from him, blitzing the whoops, legs off. Colby Eaglin is down, back out of the lead again. Shirley into the lead. Seth Carr coming through the whoops, flies by him. There's Siebel, there's T-Lang. Or no, that was Luke Sullivan.
Wait a minute. His car gets sideways, and here comes Siebel trying to triple up behind him. He's going to rip the corner and make a pass up into second place out of nowhere. Yeah, Carr made a mistake, jumped off the track. So Siebel goes by. Carr's trying to fight back to the outside. They're going to go side by side out of the sand, and Carr's going to get back by. Shirley leads the race from Carr, Siebel, Sullivan, Lang, and Eaglin drops all the way back to 6, but he's still only 8 seconds off the lead. They're all in a freight train coming down this straightaway. Man, the Daytona Supercross could provide so much good drama for this race win, and any one of these guys could win this race in the final 6 minutes.
Yeah, I forgot how many times people crashed earlier when I kind of said it was out of touch, so I retract that statement. We got top 6 within 8 seconds right now, and almost with 5 laps to go, so anything can happen here. I don't think Seth Carr... The thing I do think is Seth Carr's raw speed is going to bite him again, I think, because he cannot stop from trying to throw down a 24-2 every single time. That's just not his MO. So he's going to push. You picked Shirley for a sneaky dub tonight.
I did.
And I like what I'm seeing, Kellen. But look at how rough this track is as we're on board with the championship leader chasing him down 2 seconds to the front. Let's see what happens. Look at that. Doubles in. Quad. 5. Doesn't. And then that 5 allows him to triple all the way out over that one little bump. So he settles before the triple. That was 1 second alone in the whoop section. Now he triples to the inside. Makes the pass.
He takes Shirley out and puts him in the Davalos bales. The pass came so fast that Shirley had no response for it. He just gets taken to the ground, and Seth Carr takes over the race lead just like that. Unbelievable. Lang to second, Siebel to third, Shirley drops to fourth, Eaglin now fifth. This is a turf war right now between the Cowies of JIBR.co and the Yamahas out of District Designs. These guys are split in the top 6 positions, and it seems like the drama is only getting worse as the race goes on.
That was so sick. What a pass, Kellen. From the corner before the whoops, he was 2.0 seconds back. Got 1.1 over the triple, down to 0.7, hitting that first double out, and then just triples and goes and makes the perfect block pass, cleanly taking out the front tire. That was an absolute clinic. Shirley to the inside, and he goes down on his own, doesn't fall off. So now Shirley is dropping back as that is Colby Eaglin, or no, Luke Sullivan making a pass. So he falls all the way back to 6th after being in the lead not even a whole lap ago.
Oh, that just life comes at you fast. It really does. And if you're Seth Carr, now you got to try to button this thing down and win another race. I believe it would be his 5th win of the season if he holds on to win the Daytona Supercross, looking at a 38-point lead over Braden Carter, who, by the way, is still charging. He's only 31 seconds off the lead in 11th place, trying to get there and maybe get a top 10 out of this thing. But this race still isn't over. I mean, if your car, you've got to try to figure out how to lock this thing down when it's been anything but that this entire race. A lot of mistakes, a big crash in of itself that he had in the whoops that cost him the lead in the first place. How do you kind of manage the expectations right here if you're him? Because he has already thrown this away once.
I think he dials it back, and I will be worried that he throws it away if he doesn't. So if he starts running lap times in the mid-26s, I think that's fine. You got enough time to do it, but the problem is he's still running. His last lap was a 25.2, and his best lap is a 24.2. So if he stays around there, he's opening himself up to riding on the edge. I think he needs to dial it back 5%, and let's see, a 24.1. So... his new best lap time, Gebhardt ran a 23.5 best lap of the race. Insane. But problem is this race isn't over, Kellen, but I think the championship now is.
Yeah.
Braden Carter's in 9th. I mean, he can get a couple more spots, but we were looking at him. I wasn't looking for him to win. He's 24 backs, but at least get a podium if Seth Carr wins. It needs to stay close to 1 race points difference. Now it's going to be about a race and a half.
Yeah.
So... because we said earlier, those guys 40 points out, they're done. It feels over.
Yep.
Braden Carter's our only hope. So if Braden Carter can't get inside the top 5, I think it's Jover. It's only halfway through. Series championship starts now. Eaglin making passes.
Siebel, look at Lang up the inside trying to pass them both to get back into second. Woo! Look at this 3-rider battle. Oh, Eaglin's crossing over. Lang's going to go to the inside. Siebel's going to follow him. Eaglin back to the inside on the exit. still nearly bar to bar as they come down this straightaway battling for second. They're just costing themselves more time, but Eaglin does get back by. And Shirley
hit the invisible wall.
It hit the invisible wall and goes down. So Shirley's going to go through as well. Eaglin's going to get up just about as Luke Sullivan gets there. Sully's going to triple on by as well. And then, yeah, there is Carter. So Carter's made it all the way to 7th, and another crash out of any of those guys in front of him, and he could make even a few more passes, which is crazy to think that he's going to get. Look at this. Shirley is down with Seabolt, and they're going to get going as Sullivan goes by.
So this is just better news for Braden Carter.
Carter could get second in this race, which is ridiculous with the way these guys are riding, but it could happen because Lang, who's in second, is 20 seconds off the lead. Carr's got this thing absolutely wrapped right now, but these guys are fighting so much with each other, they're just hurting themselves.
Yeah, he has 13 seconds off Dooley's. That was kind of sick. He seems a little too far back, but yeah, I mean, anything can happen with how many times these guys have been down. The track's the roughest it's been. You got a minute and 10 seconds left plus a lap. Where these guys are, I don't know, but where Seth Carr is, does Seth Carr make it around to where these guys have to do
Carr just went
3
down
laps?
again, by the way. I don't know what happened, but he was down because it goes from 20-second lead down to 10. He's getting going through the sand there, yeah, so maybe not.
I mean, this race isn't just Carr's. I think Carr's got to... He's still been running 24s. That's what I said. Back it down to a 26, dude. You won the race, and he's not doing it. So even with a 20-second lead... I don't know, man. Some of these guys don't have any racecraft or like know how to like turn that switch off. No, it's like the Payson Johnson thing, right? It's either go fast and win by a minute or go fast and crash over and over. So look at this battle, though.
Dude,
this is all lead lap
ending
on a freaking minute-and-a-half Daytona track. 20 minutes into the race.
Imagine if this is a battle for the win right now. I mean,
this would be insane.
It.
I mean, you know what this reminds me of is last week real life. 4 riders within a second and a half.
Yep.
And
wait a minute.
basically happened the whole time.
What was that? Just trying to take out Colby Eaglin. He missed, but that was definitely pretty weird. Seabolt trying to go to the inside. Look at this slingshot run from Shirley to the outside. He might use the outside to make the pass, jumping onto the start straight. Oh, he's going to be right there.
Close, dude. The outside is so good.
And he scrubs the finish. Scrubs this one as well. He's going to be right there. He's staying a little bit lower. Not able to get alongside just yet.
Oh, he almost got the drive. He had to like double clutch right there. He started the loop.
They both missed
the jump. And so does Shirley.
Dude, Eaglin missed the jump.
Eaglin messed it up too. He would have been inside of him.
Oh, and then Seabolt getting sideways. Shirley's still bouncing through the whoops. This is all, by the way, for 4th. They're just right behind Sullivan in front of him. T-Lang's in a quiet 2nd place right now.
Not even 3rd. Then you have Eaglin like sitting back there in 6th. Oh my God.
By the way, Carter did go down again, so Schiabro got back by him. We'll see if Carter can get him late in this race to get back into 6th, but it's looking unlikely he gets to this group now as they continue to fight each other. And Shirley and Seabolt just absolutely going at it right now. And still not even for a podium as Sullivan's just sitting right in front of him. Look at this. Shirley to the inside, tries this inside run again. Oh, he's going to be side by side. Big ones. Not able to get it done just yet.
This is crazy. It feels like no one has speed. It's like there's like that split section, but everyone feels so equal speed. It's just capitalizing on their mistakes. When are they making the mistakes and how big are they? Oh, Seth Worley might go, almost goes through the bars. Colby Eaglin tries to go inside. I think that outside is the fastest line now. It's just too fast, the speed that these guys have with the ruts as the track breaks down. Final lap for these guys. Siebel sitting in 4th place behind Sullivan. This is Tyler Lang all the way up in 2nd, who's just boner air Leclerc'ing it. He can't get back on 2 wheels. So there's 2nd. Here's 3rd, 4th, and then 5th and 6th. Maybe right there, Colby Eaglin.
Dude.
We lost.
It's close.
That's
and I'll tell
top
you what,
5. Oh
yeah,
my God.
Carr made another mistake. He's
Carr's
only 6 seconds in
up.
front of these guys. Yeah, so this is close as Sully lays it upside down trying to get around Seabolt to get a podium. Meanwhile, he's almost getting passed by his teammate Shirley. They're still going back and forth. This race is absolutely insane for just a podium spot, and it's still not over as Eaglin just got by to move up into the 5 spot late in this race. Then he lays it down, and Shirley almost lands on him, and he just yeets him off the track and gets sideways Wow, that was close right there. Look at this battle still going on. Meanwhile, Carr's just trying to bring this thing home with a few corners still to go. Doesn't want to have a crash because if he does, T-Lang will win this race, which is absolutely insane. He's going to come from almost missing the main event out of the LCQ. Battle for third going on. Sully versus Seabolt still going at it. Seabolt trying to square back underneath. Sully gets it done. Unbelievable. Now to the finish line jump. 5th win of the season. First time in his career he's going to do it. Daytona Supercross goes to Seth Carr. And it's going to be T-Lang coming across for second here tonight. Sullivan third. Seabolt fourth. And Shirley rounds out the top 5.
Holy cow. Last week in real life and in sim, I think was the race of the year. Absolutely insane. Carter comes all the way back from 22nd place to 6th. Close enough, honestly. I think he still may have a chance in the championship. That was absolutely insane. Holy cow.
Cash Woods goes down at the line trying to get 9th. Turley versus Gebhardt. Like Turley's got him covered. Does Turley get Cash Woods? No, Cash Woods got up in front of him. Gebhardt, Hall, Schiabro, and Carter having a battle. Carter's going to go off the track and rejoin, no problem. Castellaneta, Ryder Bednar, Padani, Alec Horn, John Heilman. Just want to point out how talented this field is. As fast as those guys are going out front, B-Lars in 20th place is still on the lead lap. Only 2 guys got lapped, Jax Lindsay and Antonio Velati. Everybody else on the lead lap.
And Bilar's last lap was only 3 seconds slower. On a track this long, I feel like that normally, okay, so what? It's 30 seconds longer than a normal track. So that's normally 2 seconds long, or 2 seconds slower is what he should be. That's insane, dude. These guys, the pace of this class, this is why I could never do a comeback in this game. Because the level is absolutely insane, Kellen. I don't think last week's can be topped because it was a battle for the lead and it came down to the end. But that was like an all-timer race.
That was.
The 450 class delivered from the LCQ that we watched earlier to now. That was incredible.
And we just saw the points flash
sweaty
on our screen right there. 34-point lead for Seth Carr leaving Daytona. It's his championship to lose, Andrew Wood. It is his championship to lose. Oop, this is on our screen now. My apologies there. But yeah, Seth Carr, 5 wins on the season. His 7th career win. First time he wins Daytona. Is it over?
Feels kind of over.
It feels kind of over. We're not even halfway. And he's 34 points up.
This isn't Carter's wheelhouse, but for it to not be over, Carter needs to win the next 2 in a row. At least. I don't care if Carr gets second right behind him. He needs to show me that he's like back to his old self. I don't know if he hasn't been training or putting in as much time or whatever it takes to be on the level he used to be. Carter has speed, he's shown us, but he's a tick off. And consistency-wise, start-wise, it's just not the same anymore. And for him to be the closest one in the championship, he has to figure it out. So unless he does that, I think it's over.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to bet against what he's doing right now. Week after week, he is just absolutely killing it, putting the starts and the races together. Meanwhile, everyone else around him is kind of struggling, and that is what allows him to pull out a massive championship lead. On the flip side, 250 class, chaos, man. 3 riders within 5 points of each other. We got 2 winners to start the year. Jake Spieth gets it done here tonight. I don't know where this could go. Tharp looks good, but he looks beatable. I
think in this track, I mean, some people were really far off, but there's still, you can't count out the rest of the guys. I know I said it's just those 3 for the championship, but next week, the guy 4th, 5th, or 6th in the championship goes and wins. They're right back in it. Sometimes you have a slow start. So, or you got nerves or whatever. So maybe being 5th in the championship will light a fire under some of those guys. And 250 East is off to the best start we can have to have those guys top 3 be the top 3 and kind of mix it up a little bit. 450, even if the championship's going away, it's some of the best racing we've ever seen. So that's electric. I'm so happy to be back.
It is an awesome night of racing from Daytona, and it was awesome to have all of you guys join us. Man, we had so many live people watching. I think we peaked over 550 on YouTube, even just that alone. So it must have been 600 plus at some point on Twitch. But the support was amazing tonight. You guys absolutely brought it, and the chat was lively all throughout the race. And hopefully we brought the goods for you guys here in the booth. Want to give a big thanks, of course, to Underground RC, Phil Ski and Snowboard, the entire RaceFactoryGaming.com crew, from the track builders to the people hosting the race, to even the people that do the protests every single week. Thank you guys so much for all the help behind the scenes. That is the Daytona Supercross in MX Simulator, done and dusted. Halfway point coming up next week, round 9 at Indianapolis. I know we're going to have a special guest in here. Are you back with us next week? You going to come in? We'll see if A-Wood's back or not, but we will have a special guest in studio as well. So
I'm 50-50.
50-50. All right, we'll see if A-Wood's here or not. Again, thanks everyone for tuning in to the Underground RC Supercross Championship live here on Star Your Systems TV. From Kellen Brower, Andrew Wood, Lane Burks, Jacob Hubbard, Evan Holt, Carl Novak, everybody behind the scenes that puts in all the hard work to make this production possible. Thanks from them to you for watching round 8 of this series, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week from Indianapolis. So long for now.